Back to the upside we go here to kick things off on a Monday morning. What a week we're coming off of, looking like we're going to continue in that direction. 0.36 right now for the NASDAQ, about the same, about 0.38 in fact for the S&P to start things off in what's going to be an action-packed week. A ton of data, really heavy data week to come. Nothing significant this morning, but we'll get into more down Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday are the three biggest days this week. Tesla shares to the upside once again this morning in a pretty big way. I mean, really anything EV related showing a lot of strength here this morning. That's why 6.3% for Tesla. What a week it was last week for Tesla, coming off the election hype and the excitement. Michael Moss coming up this morning. He's going to touch on another sector that seems to be benefiting from the election hype. There's XPeng this morning up better part of 5%, and it is EV related. Yes, Baba's higher, but only 2% to start things off for Alibaba. Palantir with a nice contract once again this morning, and a news catalyst we'll touch on. And oh yeah, Bitcoin. What a weekend for Bitcoin. 82,000 for BTC. The march higher continues.
It's a monster, Brendo. Just watch this as it flirted with 80,000 all weekend long. Woke up, saw the overnight high into 82 and change, so wasn't really surprised there. But lots to talk about today. You mentioned Tesla and Bitcoin. Palantir also in focus, making a deal with AWS and some others. We'll also talk about Amazon as they're making new glasses for their drivers, helping with the navigation and the final delivery stages, and NVIDIA getting another upgrade from Piper Sandler. Yeah. And these ADRs don't look too bad. I know you mentioned XBEV there, but they're rebounding off that, what is it now? $1.5 trillion stimulus?
Yeah, I mean, it'll come, I guess, eventually at some point, but, you know, no sign of it yet. But yeah, I mean, China back to the upside once again after a couple of weeks for some of those ADRs, just seeing NIO as well. NVIDIA, oh yeah, we didn't mention NVIDIA. There's so much to touch on. How was your weekend? Your extended weekend?
I needed it, Brendo. Shut my mind off. Got some R&R, a lot of exercise too, so that was really good. Good.
Coming back to, I mean, you missed just so much action Thursday and Friday going into the weekend, coming back to a very strong market here. So good to have you back. Obi is in for Neil this week, who is enjoying some rest and relaxation as well over in Rome this week. Good morning, guys.
Good morning.
Good morning. Welcome back. Welcome, Obi. Welcome to the desk. We've got some bulls going on here.
Bulls going on.
How was the weekend?
Not too bad.
You enjoying this crypto run?
Yeah, I mean,
you're just saying never sell.
Yeah, I mean, actually, I don't believe in Bitcoin. No, I'm joking.
I'm glad. We actually, Sharif and I talked about this before we started up the day, and it was glad to hear that Sharif was rolling into that right now.
Yeah, yeah.
So we'll figure out what's going on.
I'm hot.
Right now, 82,000 almost breached. 31.5 for Ethereum. I tweeted out Cardano was up 40% yesterday. It was actually up more than that. It went up to almost 69 cents. Like some of these names, Solana's over 200, 210, I think, or something like that.
Dogecoin is going crazy.
Is this
the coin of the people?
Hold on a second. Is that what Dogecoin is?
Dogecoin.
Is Dogecoin now taking over Shiba Inu? I guess must have, right?
Oh, I think they.
All right, 24 hours. I mean, you know, I guess we've slowed down a little bit. Yeah. There's Cardano. Wait a minute, this is not the right price. Hold on a second. I got to
These are not the right prices.
These are not the right prices. There we go. 80% in 7 days.
Wow.
80%. Sharif, did you see this one? 80%. Dogecoin, 83% in 7 days. There's Shiba Inu. Look, the dogs are really nice. I mean, if you're not invested in Pepe coin, what are you doing? But right now, 50% up for that one. And then Tether, of course, not moving, which is always a good sign. There's Bitcoin, 19%. Ethereum, 27%. Our guy Solana right here, $216. Now that sell at $199 makes me look foolish, or does it? 32% up right now.
Yeah, look at the market cap on that thing. I think
what is the total?
Solana definitely trades.
Total market cap. Liquid, no, that's gonna be something to talk about.
Oh yeah.
When we get to 3 trillion, right there.
3 trillion
on the market cap. Half of NVIDIA. No, NVIDIA is making a nice move. You know, another name. Some of the we'll talk about this, especially on the midday show as well. But some of these lower float, kind of higher shortable names, and not that SoFi is a low float name, not necessarily, but there are that hims and hers, and there's a few other names. We talked about GameStop trying to go as well. Right. But look at our friend SoFi right now. I mean, SoFi so good today. Huge move up. breaking through that 13. It looks like it wants to hold. We have like that island gap again there that we've seen a few times. Hold it, and then you got to now base out at around $12. So like this is a perfect move. You see another name like a Roblox that had that island gap, and we talked about this. I brought this up with Brian last week as well. We talked about it, Neil and I, some of these breakouts on some of these stocks. And I mean, here we go again. Roblox sort of gapped up into this $50 area, held it, bounced back off, and now you're starting to go through $52. Same thing for Palantir when it islanded out at 50, now at 61. And oh man, like I'm super excited for Palantir, obviously, but at certain points, is enough? Like they just got another deal now with AWS. So Anthropic, like if we're going to start to throw a little bit of money at this name, I mean, other companies are lining up and signing deals. So I don't know. You always seem silly when you get out. I remember getting out at $49.50 and was like, oh yeah, $49.50, $49.50, $49.50.
Yeah, no, Palantir I think it's pretty solid. I think the fact that they continuously keep acquiring government deals might be a bit of a giveaway.
When you go on offense instead of defense, my friend, this is what. And then you want to talk about going on offense. I mean,
345.
None of the stocks that we've talked about. Hello, Randy. None of the stocks that we've talked about more on this show, I think, are more widely held. I mean, I think most people will own Tesla. Obviously, we'll talk about Apple and things like that. But, you know, as far as day traders are concerned and names that a lot of us get into, especially when momentum starts to turn, I mean, this Tesla trade. And you know what, Oba, you look back and you think about it, and it's like Elon Musk was donated or helped fund $250 million. He donated to the Trump campaign. Mm-hmm. So I feel like we showed the blue ocean numbers on like the night of the election. Yep. And, you know, obviously a lot of that would have been made on DJT, liquidity there, who knows? Right. But liquidity on a name like a Tesla, you know, I mean, no wonder. I just, sometimes I think that these kind of trades are a little easier than maybe even these numbers would suggest.
Yeah, no, I think that's fair. I think the thing is, if you look at it from just like a chart perspective, Tesla's continuing to do what it has been doing over the past few years, just in a perpetual stair-step squeeze. And we saw the action on Friday as well, a little bit of Thursday as well, going through that 290, going through that 300, all the way up to 320s on Friday. Very squeeze action, right? It's like
day 4
the
or
bid
5
keeps
now,
absorbing.
Right? Would have been Wednesday, would have been day 1
I think
after
so.
the election.
Yeah.
Tuesday was election, so Wednesday, Thursday, Friday, Monday. Yeah, day 4.
Yep. That's
pretty
that gap up
no?
This is the gap up on Wednesday right there. Look at that. Every day it closes pretty much near or at the high of day right there, and you can see that that extension coming in on Friday as well, with a gap up coming in today. So that 350 maybe potentially we can be watching out for. The prior day highs right there, 329s, we're gapping up quite aggressively. So yeah, it's definitely going to be in play. It is kind of extended, but the thing is, if the buyers are still there and everybody's still feeling like, oh, they're going to miss out on this. And I was talking to Sharif this morning. I was like, where do you think Tesla will be at in 4 years at the end of the presidency? Right? Like we're starting off around 300. He's not even in office. That's
impossible to predict, isn't it?
No, that's what I'm saying. Just imagine if it goes on down the line where like, okay, well, Tesla can have a lot of ease in their operations over the next 4 years.
A lot, yeah.
Then
maybe no checks and balances. Yeah, I am very excited for Tesla's potential. I want to bring up, we're going to throw it back over there because we do have Michael Noss and so on and so forth. But this is brought to our attention a couple times. If Tesla is a little too expensive, which it might be getting for a lot of traders right now, there's this TSLA. So if we come over to the screen right now, but just be careful because it's double the move in Tesla. But if you're a day trader and potentially running out of some capital or whatever, because Tesla's 300 and or you could just trade Rivian. I was looking at, I was actually going to throw to Rivian. I was like, Rivian must be up, and then it wasn't. But a $22 name versus a $340 name. So I just wanted to bring this name to everybody's attention. And then if
there's the short ones as well, TSLZ and TSLQ.
I'm not sure they were already TSLQ. What kind of volume does that do? Because we only look at, so. All right, TSLQ's done 3 million shares.
Yeah, they're doing decent volume.
Yeah,
is what I'm saying.
This is 11 million as well. So TSLL. TSDD, yeah, people are putting them all. Yeah, can you believe how much money do these guys need to make? You know, we can do a triple Tesla. We could do a 1.5 times. Then, by the way, we got to do shorts. And then maybe we should do some with, like, I don't know, Tesla plus crypto gateway or ETF.
ETFs, yeah.
Oh, yeah, and
Coinbase, of course.
They have that con.
Coinbase is gapping up as well.
Gapping up. Yeah.
Bit of a gap.
Yeah, a bit of one.
Yeah, right there. You see we closed
wow,
in
but
and
it's
around
coming back in, though.
272s. We're all the way up at 306s right now.
What was that high? 315? What was it?
321.82 I have.
321.
Oh, boy.
ARC going crazy too.
ARC,
All right,
yes. 52-week highs.
let's right this ship on the ARC and get it back over to El Capitanos on the big desk.
All right, a number of other things to make note of this morning. I just saw NVAX here popped up, 10.5% right now. The FDA lifting their clinical hold on their combo flu shot and COVID vaccine. So that was on pause for quite some time, and it looks like, again, the FDA has lifted their clinical hold on that. So a nice pop here for NVAX. That does have a notable short percent to keep in mind. So just watch out for that. Just running a note on MicroStrategy. Michael Saylor laughing all the way to the bank this morning. What was that? It was just an astronomical number I saw. It was 27,200 Bitcoin MicroStrategy purchased between October 31st and November 10th. I'll say that again. 27,200 Bitcoin in a week. This guy purchased.
My God.
MicroStrategy up huge here today. 10% right now.
And he raised about $2 billion, Breno, to be able to make that purchase. So good look from Michael Saylor. According to him, the fiat holders or holders of fiat currency are the future poor. So take note of that. Obviously, with the bump up in crypto over the weekend, it's been making it look like he knew exactly what he was doing. To speak about the record inflows that we had last week with crypto into the ETFs, we saw about $2 billion come in into Bitcoin, about $132 million into Ethereum as of Friday. So record inflows for some of these spot ETFs.
We'll get to Michael Noss coming up here in a few minutes. Stand by for him. Some housekeeping as well. It is Veterans Day south of the border. It's Remembrance Day in Canada today. We will observe that coming up at 11 o'clock this morning with a pause. So just stand by for that. Stay with us for that coming up again at 11 this morning, guys.
Oh boy. I was just trying to think like the same thing. Like, what about IBIT? Like, I mean, there's so many things to trade today, and I'm about to put this one on the note for sure. Like, $47 break. Like, why not just take out? I'm not even sure we need to match it. Like, you're going to look at Bitcoin as an individual asset, I think, in a second. But like 82,000. Like, I'm not sure we need to worry about the price. We just can look at the chart and trade it like normal, because it could, it could get going once this market opens up, and probably shorts have to cover, I guess. Or we could sort of turn around off of some of these highs. We've seen that happen before. It's not like every day we open up on IBIT and the thing just screams higher. I mean, it's not, like we bounced around and didn't do a whole heck of a lot. We actually even went down on Friday before elevating into the close, right? And even the day before, we sort of did nothing before we eventually started to break out. So what this breakout rate here was, nothing happening until we took out the pre-market high. And then you go back a couple days ago as well, same kind of thing happening. Mayors makes the move down, and I mean, this is a decent break here of the pre-market low, and then we're going to gap up higher today. So I'm looking at this chart thinking the same type of thing here. What about just waiting for it to break? Like if we were trading a stock here with a catalyst, I would be looking at a pre-market break. So I think that's fair. I'm a little bit cautious of using an early VWAP just because it's only starting from 7 o'clock, which is fine. But again, there's bigger moves happening right now, so it's probably a little bit of a larger chart, maybe something there. $40.50, we're so close to the $46.50. We're so close to the pre-market bottom right now that I don't know. On a 20-minute chart here for Bitcoin, it's just up and away as we get over $82,000 right now. We're at 81.7. I don't know, Randy. I mean, Tesla's at 370, or Tesla got up to what's it at now, 340? We just looked at Tesla.
Yeah, 342
up another 6%. The all-time high is 4 and change. I think that gets there. But anyways, yeah, for me, IBIT. And then we're going to talk more and more about it. I don't know if Michael's coming on to talk about this, but Mara, we talked about this just a couple days ago and stamping this thing at $15 because we had been down here a bunch of times. And there it goes right now, up here right now for Mara and HUD 8 and all of these names. Coinbase absolutely going insane as well. So,
yeah, absolutely well, man. And something I do want to know is, like, I'm glad you brought up a name like Mara, because when you look at Mara and Riot, they also might have a little bit of buying pressure kind of in them. 27% short float on Mara, almost 17% short float on Riot. So I think with Bitcoin running the way it is right now, the high is 82,54409s I have here on the Coinbase exchange right here. So you can see this is a weekly chart. We were consolidating since about February, and you can see we've broken out of that consolidation. Bit of a lick grab, it would seem, down into the 50K mark right there. That low coming in right at 49,050.01s right there. That little wick on the weekly, and then you can see the breakout that comes in past that 70, was that 73, 74s, whatever this high was, I think, on the week of March 11th right here. So the high 73, 835.57. We broke that last week, and nice little continuation happening today. But yeah, no, names like Mara, Riot definitely on watch today with the short float that they have. If we're looking for that continuation, I want to see a bit of tailwind in Bitcoin as well. If we're running throughout the day, then yeah, I'll look for that continuation. But if Bitcoin is kind of stable, not really doing anything, then I don't know. We'll have to observe the chart and price action for these to see what they bring. But pre-market high is 23. I'm watching it. It hasn't really gapped up too extensively. Only about 17% gap as of right now at the price that it's trading at. So we'll see what it does going out into the open.
Oh my God.
What are you talking about?
There's
so many names.
Robinhood is just off of one again, man. Like this Robinhood, like there's so many stocks. I mean, we can, there's other reasons why I have no hair, but like just pulling hair out, like missing some of these plays here. We talked about Robinhood down here when they started gathering more and more customers. They switched over to that gold card program. And when we talked about they were matching 1 to 3% or something of deposits, their money on deposit was just skyrocketing like quarter over quarter over quarter. So yeah, Robinhood continues to work again as increase. We just talked about record inflows last week in the markets, and into crypto. Like, yeah, Robinhood is going to be one of the beneficiaries of that. So is SoFi. So these names just keep on ripping, like IBKR. What are these guys even doing? Like, if this wasn't a tell, these guys ripped a report not too long ago. IBKR, like look at IBKR. I mean, just simple things continue to work. And you want to talk about something simple that's continuing to work. I mean, Goldman Sachs. You know what's going to happen in this new environment? Less regulations for the smartest guys in the world. These bankers here are going to get deals together. Goldman Sachs is going to make something happen. Look at Goldman Sachs' stock just in the last, like this is a major, huge company. This is up, what, 15, 20% since election? All right, back over the desk with Brendo and a man much smarter than I, Michael Noss.
It's Monday. Happy Monday. Michael Noss, how was your weekend?
Monday. Yeah, it's great to have a Monday in a bull market like this. I'm definitely feeling what Sean was expressing there with just so much stuff ripping to new all-time highs. So it's good. It's good to be long, I guess.
Yeah, definitely. There's so much to look at. We're going to dig into a little tiny corner of the market that seems to be benefiting here. After the election as well. Policy-wise, I'm not sure there was anything overtly, obvious that would benefit these stocks, but for whatever reason, you're going to talk about some psychedelic names this morning showing some strength.
Yeah, so and just to preface this with, there's the obvious things that are ripping because of the election, right? Sean was mentioning with Bitcoin and we have the whole market going and all of that. So what I did, and the first slide I have here is the scan, just I need to sort everything on a relative basis because it's a good problem to have that everything's going to all-time highs as a long only, swing trader and investor. That's fantastic. But we have to look at everything on this relative basis because it becomes very hard to say what is it that is doing the best when everything is ripping. So that's what I did is I took the 10-day or the 5-day position in range. So this normalizes everything and says what closed the best last week. And the top name is XAR, that's defense, something that I'll look into later, but a little bit overextended and I think a little bit obvious, I think as well. And I'm trying to look for those things that the market hasn't yet identified and haven't yet done these insane rips in hopes that when money filters down, then we're still involved in those things, right? So that's the idea here. So yeah, this next one is PSIL. And this is the holdings of PSIL, which is the psychedelic ETF. Now, I tried to look, and I even talked to some buddies of mine in the States who are more into this politics than me, and tried to see what's happening here because this was moving with it. And like Brendan said, I didn't see any policy positions, but I guess there were some appearances on Joe Rogan and things like that where they were talking about psychedelics. So it may still be related
God,
to the
tell me
Trump
you heard
trade, but I
about
just don't think it's as obvious yet. So again, the beauty of it is you can just look at these holdings and see which ones end up looking the best. And there's definite standout here. So I thought this was a good lesson as I was going through this on the weekend on looking for relative strength because we have all the names here. So let's go through a couple of them as well. So first, we're just going to look at the overall ETF with this PSIL. And just on the next slide here, a nice ripper, but it did that first crazy rip when actually drug was in it. I don't know if it was removed or if it was weighted down or something. This is more of an actively managed ETF. So it's not part of what's making the second move on the weekly chart here, but I just wanted to zoom out and show that this sector has been absolutely demolished for a very long period of time, years and years and years, down, down, down. Got that one move with drug, but now we're getting a second move after the election that we got to take a look at. And we'll quickly go through some of these charts just because there is a theme here, and then there's the one that I'm going to settle on. And the first one is Cybin, CYBN. Again, not much of a lift, down near all-time lows. I'm looking at the short float there of only 3%. That's really no big deal. Maybe an accumulation phase, but nothing too interesting there. So then the next one is CMPS. That's actually at lows, again, making new all-time lows, about a 10% short float. Maybe a place to grab a support buy, but not too interesting as well. And then we have ATAI. Again, about 9% short float, at or near all-time lows, nothing too interesting there. And then the last chart we have is MindMed, MNND. Now, this one should be interesting if you just look at it compared to the others. That's the first lesson I want to give on relative strength. From those lows, we talked about the rest of those psychedelic stocks are right on lows and just hanging out there with nothing really interesting going on. This one's gone. I had to grab a logarithmic chart so I could show it in best detail. This one's gone from $2 to $12 over the last little bit. Now, full disclosure, I am in some MindMed. It was a trade of the week that they had at Trade Ideas at $5. So I'm in a little bit from back there. So I am talking my book a bit. I'll always be super clear when that's the case. But I am looking to buy more because this pattern looks pretty interesting. So first, the relative strength. I think, again, that's the most important bit. I'm buying the one that has already made a move up. So the market has already taken a bet that this is going to be the one that may win this psychedelic war or landscape if it works out. Second, it's just the pattern. This is a very common cup and handle style pattern. I talked about this on gold when it happened. I talked about it on Bitcoin when it happened. These are pretty reliable patterns, and psychologically they make sense because you just have a downtrend that turns to accumulation and then back to an uptrend, and then the handle is just kind of a flag after that. Then lastly, it had a big move, secondarily, it had a big move last week with a move from about $6 to $9, which is very interesting. And then on the top, you can see that short float. So 40% short float on this name. So almost half of all shares out there are borrowed short, and that represents about 7 days to cover. So I thought this was a good lesson, not just because I'm excited about this name, because I'm in it, and I'll potentially look to buy more if we can break out of this cup and handle and hold this for a day or so, but more of just a lesson on the entire concept of relative strength, right? So just quickly go through what I did there, and an exercise that anyone can do when you're looking for investments or trades. I looked at the entire market and I identified a sector that was relatively strong versus everything else, which was very hard to do because everything was strong last week. Then I went through that ETF and I went through that list and I found a name that was relatively strong to all of its peers. So using relative strength and combining it with relative strength and then using technical analysis on top of that, I think really, really helps. I think a lot of people do this the opposite, where they just look at a technical pattern and expect it to play out. But using this idea of this sector is strong, this name is strong within this sector, and now there's this pattern and potential short squeeze setting up, even if I don't end up being right, I think it's just a much more systematic and kind of logical way to look at it. So that's what I'm going to be watching on top of everything else. It's definitely going to be a hard day to watch. It's one of those days I wish I had 4 or 5 more monitors, but this sector is interesting to me just because, again, this is one that's, I think, less notice, but showing really good technical strength.
Is there a point at which, I mean, you went through all of those charts in the sector overall, and then you see MindMed, so as you said, so obviously more strong than the rest of the group. Is there a point at which you stand back and say, okay, why is MindMed showing so much more strength than the rest of the group, and is there maybe an opportunity elsewhere if the entire thing is going to go?
Well, so the way I look at this is 2 things. One, this is a very speculative space, right? They don't have anything to sell yet. They're trying to push ahead trials that show some efficacy with some, anxiety disorders, depressions, that type of thing. But nothing has been approved, so they don't have anything to sell. So I think what the market is doing is taking a bet on the one that's probably furthest along in those trials. So that's one thing. So if I really want to get into kind of the financial nitty gritty, that's what I would probably spend my time doing, is saying, okay, with these other ones, the CMPS and CYBN, how far are they along in the trials? How close are they? The other thing is that I don't think this is going to be a huge market that's going to be like an Ozempic or something. So that's actually a perfect example. So something like Ozempic, it's okay for an Eli Lilly and a Novo Nordisk and all these companies to have their own version because the addressable market is just massive and insane. What is more likely happens in spaces like these that I've seen over time is that they'll start to eat each other. They'll start to buy each other out as things get closer. And so the bet, I think, is always on who is going to be first with that FDA approval. That company will then be the market and own the market for a period of time. And then maybe you get buyouts or maybe you get secondary plays after that. But we saw a lot of that with the marijuana market as well, right? You had these massive moves and then they started to buy each other and compete each other. And the whole market dwindled to nearly nothing. So I'm expecting a bit of the same thing here where the first guys to get out, I think those are going to be the ones that have the best tailwind behind them.
Well, there's been a lot of headlines and information on the medical side, and I think MindMed is. Correct me if I'm wrong, but I think MindMed is better positioned or further down the road on the medical research side, as you alluded to, than the rest of the group. You pointed to the cannabis angle here, and it's interesting. You said that last week in Toronto, something was happening that happened in the cannabis industry just before the legalization came through in Canada. And that is they were going through some of the retail stores that have opened pre-legalization and shutting them down. And then if you remember, in this country anyways, when the legalization came, the stores that were able to reopen then were the legitimate ones that were backed by the province. So we're starting to see some of the shrooms stores or retail stores that are open now getting shut down. There's no, smoke around any kind of legalization coming yet, but it's the same kind of pattern that we saw on the cannabis side.
I think it'd be a little different with this one though, because so again, the studies that I did is very, I'm a technical analyst, so I'm just reading Reddits and things like that. But the psychedelic space seems to be way more focused on, they don't even really want legalization. They don't want you to be able to walk into a store and get this. So MindMed, for example, is purely LSD. And what they're trying to do is more, I guess, assisted therapies. So these companies are trying to, I guess, compete less with Tilray and more with like an Eli Lilly or, I don't know, a Pfizer, whoever makes SSRIs and things like that. So could be related, but I think they're trying to be a little bit more of a serious pharmaceutical company as opposed to kind of a retail recreational company, which, to be honest, I think is a good thing. So it may actually work in the reverse, where legalization may actually hurt companies like these that want to end up being, behind this paywall and say, hey, we are this pharmaceutical company that will, help your depression, whatever. And if you could just go and walk down the street and just buy whatever they're selling for free, then that might actually be something that's a little bit different.
Yeah, lots to come still in this industry, but great insight as always. Michael Noss back with us after the close tonight. Stay with us for that. We'll see you then.
Talk to you then.
Got that.
Thank you, Michael.
All right, Michael Noss, thank you so much. And there's again just another bunch of ideas, right? I mean, adjust my mic. Oh, there we go. So adjust the mic. Again, a bunch of names that you might not have looked at. I mean, MindMed, a blast from the past. Right. We had MindMed here actually on IPO day. Yeah. When they IPO'd, I believe it was on the NEO exchange. We had MindMed here. So that's interesting to see them finally starting to pop off. And you had even mentioned that the same question that Brendan just asked Michael there, but all the stores now popping up. So
we literally have one like every block.
Is it that?
I was just walking down the street yesterday. I was like, okay, there's one. Next block, there's another. Next block, I'm like, how do these guys make money? And I think you brought up a good point. Maybe they're just in for a bit of the ride, and then
it's what Brendan said there too. Is like a lot of these cannabis stores now, there's sort of some sort of just not conglomerating, but there's gonna be 3 or 4 big names that are just gonna be around everywhere.
Yes.
And it seems like it's a race to zero. Like how low can they chop their margins before it's something? And that's why it's interesting what Michael was talking about, how it's maybe not all about profit. They just want to get sort of it out there from the medical side of things and see if we can change the world one mushroom at a time.
Yeah.
If you're gonna have a steak, man, saute some mushrooms with those.
Oh boy, yeah.
Man.
Definitely.
I really like mushroom on pizza, just like I'm talking about, like,
No, I like mushrooms on pizza.
Alfredo
You're a pineapple guy or no?
Yeah.
Yeah?
Yeah, we've had this discussion, and I'm a pineapple guy.
I don't mind.
But the thing is like, I haven't had pineapple on pizza like this. That wouldn't be my first choice. Neil completely hates it.
Yeah,
I'm just saying, I'm down for a little Hawaiian, a little Hawaiian, a little something different.
A little bit
on
of
a pizza,
sweet.
I'm down for that. It's not the first choice here.
Yeah.
All right, Adara, green screen.
NVIDIA here on watch, of course, ahead of its earnings next week, getting positive notes from Piper Sandler with the $175 price target. Morgan Stanley also raising its price target on the stock this morning. Cisco here with an upgrade from JP Chase. Their earnings are coming up as well, so keep an eye on CSCO. Upstart and Pinterest both up here. Both reported on Thursday after the close. Upstart gapping down after that huge rally on Friday, they're getting an upgrade from BTIG Research, while Pinterest here up about 1.5% with an upgrade from Wedbush. On the downgrade side, Vale here to the downside, about 3% with this downgrade from UBS. Tempest getting a downgrade from Stifel. Merck getting downgraded here by Daiwa Securities, and Cabot being downgraded by JP Chase, guys.
All right.
60.25 is where we closed out on Friday, well above that level right now, already breaching that 50-point level in the pre-market. 60.53 is the overnight high. The overnight low is 29. So we're going to look to defend that Friday closing price at 25. If we hold 60.25, we're looking at 60.50 as resistance.
If you haven't done so yet, make sure you jump down to the description of this video. There's free stuff there for you. The very first link in the description is for the watch list. All you need is your email address. You get everything you need to know in one neat place, delivered right to your inbox every single day before we come on at 8:30. Let's talk crypto, because how could we not? I just brought up the Grayscale ETF, because why not? 727 versus where IBIT is this morning, all the way up at 46. I mean, these were all priced differently when they first came to market, but still 7% to the upside here for some of these ETFs. Yeah, if you missed it, 82K over the weekend for Bitcoin. So all of these related equities, not Scion, but Coin as well, up big time here this morning. 15% for Coin right now.
Crazy, Brendo, crazy. 3.86 for Bitcoin, plenty for Ethereum. All of them, well, Bitcoin hit all-time highs, ETH still off the all-time high, but you have some others, some of these meme coins, Dogecoin, Shiba Inu, Cardano, as Sean was saying. So we'll keep an eye on those as well. What I really want to see and what I really want to hear is whether or not the U.S. Treasury Department starts holding crypto as an asset in its fund. And this is one of the things really that could be very bullish as they accumulate there. So that's not out of the realm of possibility. I was reading an article about that on the weekend. Separately, record inflows into BTC spot ETFs last week. Over $2 billion, Brenda.
I was just looking at some of these Ethereum-related ETFs as well. I mean, there's nowhere near the liquidity yet, but EETH, if anyone's looking for one, EETH seems to be the most active anyways here, up 7.3%. There's ETHW, as well, which is very thin at this point so far this morning. ETHA, another one on the Ethereum side.
Yeah, I think there's definitely a lot of different vehicles that you could be choosing on a day like today to trade trade the Bitcoin move there. I'm personally looking at IBIT here on the day, again gapping up, does a decent amount of volume. This ETF 46.86 trading, it's trading at right now, and just looking back at it again, these are again all-time highs on this ticker, so we're going to be looking for that continuation potentially if it does choose to come in. Just using some of these reference points from pre-market, right? We don't have to, like prior days, prior weeks levels are pretty far away down here below the 44s. We're trading at 47 highs in the pre-market. Nice little shelf happening here, a nice little tight consolidation. So I'll be looking for that 47 to push through and see if we hold that 47 for the continuation move. But yeah, no, a lot of vehicles, Sean. What are some of the names you got on watch?
Yeah, I mean, I have on the sticky note, I mean, you sort of stole the thunder there, which is good. We have IBIT as well, so I just put the trade in right now for that a 47 long break.
Yeah.
I just want to take the pre-market momentum here. That's been the high in that's SoFi. Well, the other play that I was looking at, thank you, Randy, was going to be Robinhood, but here's IBIT for me, and I just, all the inflows, it's going higher right now as we speak. So, I don't even really, we will have Bitcoin down here. We'll have 32. I mean, Randy, remember when we were talking about building, this in the server room, getting some freaking hash rates going on? But at the end of the day, Bitcoin continues to move higher. $82,000 now, absolutely insane. But I like this 47 break, so I'm going to play that one. We talk about it all the time, days to cover and whatnot, but Mara is an important name because, again, over 20% short float. This name continues to go higher. When you're mining crypto and that's your business, you're going to be up here right now. So we're going to wait to see. But it's a little puzzling because Bitcoin is at all-time highs. Mara still has a ways to go. So let's figure that one out. Hut 8 was another name. Obviously, we'll talk about Coinbase as well. $315. Like, I mean, some of these moves were just so huge. And if they're going to remove it, I mean, Trump has said, I mean, you want to talk about continuation of the Trump trade. Like, he said he's getting rid of Gary Gensler day one. So, okay. What does that mean for Coinbase? Maybe less restrictions. I don't, but as goes crypto, as goes Coinbase. And there it goes, breaking through. I guess I'm assuming this is all-time high. I'm not, actually, no, it's not, because didn't Coinbase IPO at 360? Hold on a second. All right, I just want to see where I got to go a little bit longer than this. We'll go into a weekly chart here. Right, okay, yeah, so that's what, yeah, so Coinbase did debut at $360, made its way all the way to the upside. So we've still got room to run. Remember, Coinbase right here is in and around this area, 310, 320. So we've been up here before. I would say we're getting a little exuberant, obviously, off of some of these moves. But, I mean, this was $20 not too long ago, right? Back in January of 2023, $37 for Coinbase. Now $315. So 10 times in a year and a half for Coinbase. So, I mean, what a great investment this turns out to be. And then we talked about ARK and names like that are starting to also run a little bit here, up to $56. I like RKQ, but this, again, as we go, IWM starting to gap higher, right? ARK starting to gap higher. So we like the crypto play. There's a couple names there for you. And the big winner that also wins for other reasons here too, Hood, right? Another big custodial there of Bitcoin. A lot of traders own crypto on Robinhood and trade in and out of it. And those mean FEE, not FREE, FEEs, fees being collected right now on Robinhood, on SoFi, and by a lot of these trading platforms. So good on everybody, man. Those of you that believed in the crypto play has definitely won out today and won out for the last, actually, forever.
Yeah.
Whenever something's at all-time highs and you've been holding it, you're winning, right? So I don't know. I feel like it's a little bit pumped up, all this stuff, but
I mean, that's
like when I looked at Cardano yesterday, up 49% or something.
Yeah. I mean, I feel like that kind of sentiment has been reflected every time Bitcoin goes on one of its runs, right? It's just like, all right, this thing's overextended. How much more can it go? And if you're actually putting money down on that kind of idea, then you're just adding to the fuel. If you're getting in short on tickers like this, and I think that again, you can't really stand in front of a train, especially like Bitcoin, as we know the kind of volatility that market brings in. And if it chooses to and the volume dictates, I think we could make some pretty crazy moves within short periods of time. I would definitely say so. We've seen what it can do in the past, and the range is only getting bigger. The volatility is only going higher on a name like this. Again, trading above 80,000 now. So
Amazing. All right, Tesla again.
Sir? Yes. Always. 7% right now for Tesla, back to the upside. Surprise, surprise, Dan Ives thinks it should be 400. Wedbush analyst Dan Ives, who's been banging the table on Tesla for a long, long time, raising his price target this morning. I mean, zoom out a little bit. This thing's just been straight higher, 250 up to 350 in 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 trading sessions.
It's a good time to be a Tesla shareholder here,
Not
Brendo. Market cap 1.1 trillion with this latest pop 28% since Trump's election victory. So some specific things here that could be beneficial for Elon Musk, not specifically Tesla. His relationship with the Trump administration now apparently could help Starlink, because they're looking at deploying Starlink in a military capacity. So we'll keep tabs on that. Separately, what could hurt Tesla from a Trump administration is some of the tax credits that he benefits from the, I think it's the Inflation Reduction Act, IRA, had some tax implications there for solar panels and batteries. If that's repealed, then he may not benefit from that, but already up 7%.
I mean, if you look forward even, the possible negative from that, against, some of the regulatory positives that you're even talking about, I think, there's no match.
No.
The path forward probably a lot easier at this point for Elon.
Yeah, I mean, we that was the whole thing, right? Is that now that he's sort of accomplished what's been the goal for the last little while. I mean, people talked about how it was interesting how he bought X, and then started to. I mean, Twitter is such a voice of. I mean, even if you like it or not, this is going to sound a little dramatic, like if I say like the voice of the people, but it's just, it gives everybody a voice, whether or not you agree with the platform or not. What we're getting at here is now he runs this whole platform, and I'm not even sure what the daily active users are, but there's a lot on there.
Definitely.
And Main Street media and everything, and it catches people's tweets. Like they're treating it like it's news from verified accounts, so on and so forth.
it is the media now. The people, basically, it's providing a platform where the people can become the media in a sense, where legacy media.
And then we don't. And then now I just feel like also when you're going to be having now new regulations and things like that, maybe there's less and less sort of scrutiny and look into some of these posts and things like that. And again, not to talk Tesla versus Twitter or anything like that, but it's Elon Musk. And I mean, if you're going to believe in some of the things that he thinks about, it's really nice to have a little less roadblocks standing in your way. So I'm thinking that this Tesla move through 300, obviously through 300, we're through there now, but we missed the 290 punch. We were lucky enough to get the 300 punch. Then there was the 320 punch. Well, now are we going to be looking at 350? I mean, first things first, we got to get through this 345, 346. I think whatever the pre-market high is at that time, I think it's a long. So right now, and I wrote it down, it's on. Actually, it's not even on. I missed it. I should have put it on the sticky note. We were looking at so many other things. That's out now. But this 345.50, I think, is all aboard right now. So that's a 345.50. Look at us hold VWAP. If you're nervous about the punch long, take as many shares as you can hold to give yourselves a little bit through VWAP right there. But just to be a little bit safer. And before we get to Obi, we do have to go to Brendan. So I'm going to throw there in a second. I also think that if you're going to look at something, I might look at TSLL today. Just because that it's just that 350. I mean, whatever. We took $25 odd Tesla on Friday. So we're very, very comfortable trading that stock. But this maybe gives us just that little bit extra. All right, let's go over to Brendan.
Introducing a brand new discovery on the NASDAQ, Worksport, ticker WKSP. Worksport is a US-based manufacturer and rapidly expanding with growing revenues, government contracts, and innovative green energy products designed to power your life off the grid, whether you're on the move or seeking sustainable energy solutions. Worksport has you covered. Now trading on the NASDAQ under, again, WKSP is the ticker. Discover a future of clean energy with Worksport.
All right. Yeah, no. Tesla definitely one on watch for me as well. That 350 definitely enticing. You can see that in the pre-market, we're already consolidating pretty tightly here. Highs at 346 98, so almost 347s, and this consolidation low right now at that 341. So about a 6-point consolidation there on Tesla. It is gapped up above prior day's highs, which is kind of nice for that continuation. If you're looking for that gap in continuation, I don't know. I'm watching some of these pre-market consolidation low levels at this 340. So if we do take a little bit of a breather off of the open and then look to catch the bid again, I'm going to ask the same question, Sean. If the bid is real, which again, back-to-back days, it's showing us it's pretty damn real. If the bid is real, where will it catch? And I think some of these prior support and resistance levels can be a good place to watch. Again, the tape and the chart, the price action to really see if the bid is really there, and just to kind of get along with the bid. Again, I think again, we talk about overextension, but people probably think that they're a little bit late to the party, and they're just getting in for whatever, for future gains, for the coming presidency, whatever it is. There's a lot of FOMO in the price action, is what I'm feeling.
Yeah, and we just showed that. I mean, that's kind of why I want to show that weekly chart, because there's still more room to run.
Yeah,
you know,
there's a lot of more room. All-time highs, 414s, man.
Yeah,
okay, we talk about this here. I'm kind of give me a lot of lines on this chart, but there's only one line that really matters. Is this one right here? This all-time high trend resistance that we pretty much we're starting to break out of it, and we not only are we breaking out, we pulled back into this and held that resistance as support before this run up here as well. So from a technical perspective, I think I like that kind of action as well, kind of confirming that there is definitely some strong support and it's a resistance trend support with multiple tests on that resistance, and a pullback down to 212s held extremely well for the push back up through. So yeah, prior highs sitting here at the 380s, and then 414.50 is the all-time high there on Tesla. So very, very strong chart on this name.
I just want to say one more thing about Tesla, and I just thought about this. It's way better to trade TSLL, okay? Because you know why?
Why is that?
Because we missed the punch. Like,
yep. How much did you cross on that?
Only 40 cents.
40 cents.
Yeah, how much did you cross?
I think it was like 25 cents. So I was like, I had no chance.
You didn't have a chance.
I had no chance. I was talking to Wayne about this earlier as well.
And I think he missed, but then when it broke, I did the same, and I don't know if it's being stubborn, but I think I ever did 40 or 50 cents on the 300 break, and I got the quarters. So that one would have worked.
How early did you have that order in?
Come on,
in the market, or did
so
you?
Many trades.
Yeah.
So right now, like my IBIT order is already in to break 47s because I like the stock.
Yeah.
The problem with Tesla is I don't have that order in yet because it's still 10, 13 minutes till open, and then we have those imbalances that come through.
That's fair.
Like I'd hate for there to be a 1 million share buy imbalance, rips this thing to 360, and then just absolutely tanks. But if it ripped to 360 and I got long at 345.50, I guess it'd be okay. But at the end of the day, I'm going to wait for at least 325 to put the big orders in. Yeah. I don't think Bitcoin will have a big sell order or a big mock. But I do have an NVIDIA order in there, and I do have a Palantir order in there. So let's go over to the desk and find out about Palantir and Anthropic.
All right, let's go on to Palantir. Got a few to get through here. Palantir and Anthropic announcing a new arrangement this morning, 3.4% after. This is another one last week that just... I mean, the chart explains the story for you there, just straight to the upside since the earnings report, $40 up to 60 now in a week and a half.
A monster commercial deal here, Brendo, because it involves, involves Anthropic and AWS as well. It's not just the U.S. government. So they're going to use Claude, the AI model there, and it's going to support U.S. defense and intelligence agencies with data processing and document preparation. There are going to be restrictions, though, about what they can use it for. They will not be able to use it for banned information, whatever that means, weapons design, domestic surveillance, and malicious cyber activities. Those will be prohibited uses, so we'll have to keep an eye on that. Meta separately also touting Llama as a possible alternative to the Defense Department for an AI model.
It almost seems like whatever the reason for a Palantir contract doesn't even matter anymore. Sean, as you were saying, what a week this thing has had.
Oh boy.
I mean, what a week, what a year. I mean, this stock has just started really going now. I mean, we talked about all those. I mean, first of all, it started off with the inclusion into the S&P 500, right? And then pretty soon it will be in the NASDAQ, and it will just be starting to rip even more. But just to see where this name's going. We talked about Alex Karp and how pro-US he was there. They just signed a deal with L3 Harris. They've got Navy deals. They've got Army deals. They've got deals with Israeli government. They've got deals all over the place. And they even have now corporate, just forget about everything else. We talked right now about AWS and Amazon, right? And using Claude to just be better, be more targeted. Every business can use their Foundry. So, I mean, it's just like, as this keeps on going to the high side, I keep hearing more and more people talk about it. So Palantir has been on the sticky note forever, and we've been lucky enough to play some dip buys. But this trend is undeniable. Yep. Like I wrote down on here, can we get back into the close from Friday? But I mean, I love this 58 level. We were lucky enough to get some dip buys earlier. Like this happened on Friday. We opened at 56 and went to 53. So if we open at 60 and go to 59, 58, 50, like to me, that's still very, very doable. We've had dip buy opportunities in the past here off the open, and the 50 periods played. So we were underneath the 50 for a while on Friday before eventually at the end of the day, everything started to rip up into the close on some closing imbalances and whatnot. So I think Palantir does have the ability to come back in a little bit. I believe we were red on this name, which we were Friday until we started to go. Palantir can work. I remember being like, oh my God, now we're green on Palantir. And we had bought dips on Friday on this name. So I look to do the same thing here. The 200 period is 59.75. That might be our first area of concern. But whenever I see AWS, I get that FOMO. How about you? So what about 60.75? Like, if we're going to get long on this name, I wrote it down here on the sticky note. We either wait for that 58 dip, which we're bidding at right now. We're bidding 58 quarters, or we just take out whatever the pre-market high is. So I'm going to, in just a matter of minutes, put an order in to most, I mean, it looks like 60.75 is what we need. I mean, I think you can almost go long on this break right here. 60.60 could be a good break long. So I like all of that. I like Palantir. I like Palantir a lot.
No, we definitely know. You've been rocking that hat for over a year, I'd say. And again,
that hat's 3 years old.
This is a weekly chart on here, and this is absolutely beautiful. Again, I know Sharif's gonna like this one. This is a textbook example of a rounded bottom, right? You can see it kind of makes a nice little base, left cheek, right cheek bounce. You can see that heavy extension coming in off of the all-time high break right there through that 45. And again, this is off of earnings right here. So go to the 15-minute chart. We had earnings just last week right here on Tuesday, and we've had this aggressive bid coming in for over, I think, 45 and change in and around that area was that all-time high, and you can see that we're trading at 60. So every single day, this thing has been catching a bid. So looking for that continuation trade, I don't think is a bad idea today. Last week is when that strength came in, and we're already gapping up on this week. So let's see if that continuation comes in here on Palantir. Definitely going to be one on watch, not just today, but for the rest of the week as well. That's a real strong week last week.
All right, let's touch on Amazon and these delivery glasses they're talking about this morning. It did actually, if you zoom in a little bit here, it did actually make a move when this first came out this morning in the pre-market here. Got above 210. We're on the way back down currently, still up about 0.5% though. But I mean, from what I'm reading, like, what is this going to be, like a heads-up display kind of thing for delivery drivers to see in real time where their next stop is, you know, which package maybe to go along with that. You made a great point though, as we were talking about this earlier. What happens when you get inside of a building with these things? How are they going to have that information available? You know, and I think I'm in a building, like if you're walking down a hall, you know, is it just going to be a numeric, that's door number, that's door number?
It's doing something like that. So it's shining a light on packages in the back of the truck that they should pick up. So it's got that technology built in. But specifically, I think they're actually looking at getting mapping data for buildings, which presents a real logistical problem here. So they're developing these smart glasses. They're codenamed Amelia, Brendo. They're supposed to assist drivers with that final 100 yards. And apparently that last 100 yards or the last leg of the delivery takes all the productivity and the logistic efficiency away. So they're really looking at, you know, helping that out. Obviously, that's possibly a first leg in what could become a consumer product. You start with the commercial aspect, B2B, and then you move B2C. So we'll have to wait up already nice 0.5% though.
It seems like a problem robots could solve maybe faster than a human, because no, but if you think about like the application of a hallway in a building with multiple doors at it, a human's only ever going to be able to take a package to a door
Exactly.
in a certain amount of time. Whereas if there's 7 that they need to put out at doors along that hallway,
It's a lot more efficient.
yeah.
No
But anyway, interesting.
By the way, Amazon employs more robots than they do humans, Brendo. So,
Yeah.
you know.
Amazon. Yeah, so Amazon's been doing quite well since their earnings. Again, I think it was last week right there. You can see on the evening of October 31st, right there, holds on to a base. We get that 200 break, and then that Bezos lid we were talking about finally kind of lifts, but he's continuing to sell, and he has a decent amount to sell. He's had more filings coming out. He sold a decent chunk, 200s, all the way to 210s. If you want to see that filing again, you can check the I'm pretty sure it's on the Edgar website right there on the SEC website to see more specifics on that. But he's definitely a strong seller on the ticker. But that lid that we were looking at that 200 definitely lifted post earnings and going into the election as well. So coming into this week, yeah, we're definitely looking for that continuation, 212.24s. Highs, but you can see this is that's been anchored to earnings right there, and we've only bounced off of it once in the pre-market on last Wednesday. So I'm potentially looking for a pullback into this area to see if we can catch another bid again. Again, same kind of question. If the bid is real, where will it catch? I think a good place to look is that anchored VWAP off of the earnings. You can see that substantial relative volume that comes in on day one. I want to see if that volume still holds on to that anchored VWAP at 202s.
202s.
202s is where that's sitting, yeah.
Yeah, for me, that 203, 204 area.
Yeah.
Interesting. I wrote down 208 there on Amazon, but okay, now the imbalances are out. So I just want to look at this right now. Tesla's a buy. So there goes Tesla up to 346. So it actually takes out some of those levels that we were talking about. We'll have a quick look at those as well. Palantir's a buy, but goes other way. So that's interesting to me. Wait for some Palantir. I said, there's no, probably IBIT won't come as a big buy. Wrong. IBIT there came as $1 million to buy. It's starting to pair off half of it now. IBIT goes up about 20 cents there if you're wondering what that little bump up there was as well. We wrote down NVIDIA 147 long support. That may or may not come through. You also have a nice buy opportunity there, breaking the long there on NVIDIA. Other than that, Google coming with a little bit of a sell. We haven't looked at that today. Gold is right there. That's Barrick Gold, of course. Bank of America. Buy side, but that's for a bank we're not really going to talk about that. So it's really just a big one there would be Palantir. All right, I mean, I like Amazon. It's on the sticky note. I like it down here at 208. 208 is where we closed on Friday. So that's why we looked at this. That's why I like it. But hey, man, if the market wants to pull back right now, we're under. I mean, look what we're doing right now. Under VWAP, under the 50-period moving average. For me, that should be an area to look short. The only problem is I don't have any shorts written down. We're going to have to get creative on the shorts or just let this thing settle down a little bit as the NASDAQ's pulling back in, as are many names I'm looking at. So Tesla might be the one long here. Let's go over and look at SMCI. That could be the short.
Yeah, short-lived bounce here for SMCI. If you remember going back to Friday, had to move higher initially in the pre-market. That got faded before the market even opened. We ended the day basically flat. That's ASML. Sorry, my bad. Sharif and I were just talking about this.
Yeah.
Same thing here for SMCI. Get the gap higher. We fade that even before the open comes, and then it just is basically flat all morning. Back to $22 here for SMCI today.
Another day, another bad news headline for SMCI, Brendo. This time they're pausing construction of a new factory that they had building out in Malaysia, which was supposed to deliver their servers to the Asian market. That has now been put on hold. And now we're actually starting to question whether they're going to be able to fulfill some of their orders. Case in point, YTL Corp. They ordered umpteen amount of servers from SMCI with the NVIDIA chips. That's being discontinued. They're going to a different company, a Taiwanese company that does the same thing as SMCI. They're looking for them to fill that gap. So separately, if they do get delisted, I'm talking about SMCI because of the auditing issue with Ernst & Young, they will actually have to pay back a lot of the bonds that they have outstanding right now to the tune of $1.75 billion, which would obviously affect their cash reserves and their balance sheet, guys. So a bit of a tougher look here for SMCI.
Oh, man. I'm starting to look everywhere right now. I mean, NVIDIA and Tesla, the market's starting to pull back a little bit right now as well. So good look there. Good discussion from Sharif and Brendo about SMCI. I mean, back down into that 22 area. Not a great name here. Like I'm saying, if we're going to look short, I would actually rather look short in AMD or even in NVIDIA because there's just so much more to the story with SMCI than simply the market. So to be able to watch the market and watch SMCI, for me, it'll be a pass today, but I will discuss SMCI as we go on the show. I don't have that much thought about it right now. My mind is going other places, including trying to figure out what exactly we want to do with NVIDIA. Only 30 seconds. Any thoughts on SMCI before we go?
I'll be looking for that continuation. This thing's been selling off since the bad news right there. Yeah, looking for that continuation post going below earnings day one. So that's that low is 2020. We're trading at 22.25 right now, Sean. So.
All right, get ready for the countdown here. We only have 10 seconds to go. We want to thank everybody for joining us. One more time, the opening bell brought to you by Firefly Neuroscience, revolutionizing brain health. AIFF, go check those guys out. 3, 4, 3, 2, 1, and here we go. We are now open. Welcome to the Wild Wild West. This is what we call the stock market. It is the Remembrance Day and Veterans Day here on 11/11. We will be celebrating that today at 11 o'clock, so join us then as we will pause trading for a couple moments. All right, there goes NVIDIA. Nice fall back into the 200 period, into VWAP. So if you're looking long, maybe now is that time. And I can't believe I'm saying that with 20 seconds into the market, but let's let it all settle down a little bit. NVIDIA trying to go. I still am looking for a rejection, like a hold here, and then a take up here of that pre-market high. I like that level, 148.85 or so, but you're back down to the 200 period. Maybe worth testing, but there comes the market back in now. NASDAQ's still up pretty good here today, but giving back right now, only up 0.2. Nice little wick bottom down there into the pre-market lows. Can we hold? We shall soon find out, as IBIT trying to hold as well. Not much right here early. I'm still waiting for 147 to come in there on NVIDIA, the level that we are looking at.
I'm definitely watching this Tesla here. Tesla's coming back down to some of these pre-market consolidation lows. We were talking about that at 341s right here. So let's see what we do in and around here. Like I said, asking the same question again, looking for that bid to step in if it's going to be there. I have no idea whether or not it will be, but I think pre-market lows, pre-market highs might be a decent area to watch, and prior day highs as well. Prior day highs coming in at 329. We're still way far away from there, over about 15 points away from there. 344 is holding right now. Sean saying you just went long.
Yeah, we're $2 in the money right now.
Let's go.
Yes, we got some nice little moves right now in Tesla. We told you guys what we were looking for, right? We're looking for this Tesla. So here it goes, man. We're long at 342.78. All right. We got out of 25% of that already up there at 344. Again, I just hit offer enter. This could still fail out. If we break this 338, let's get out of there, okay, guys? So we're going to wait to see if that can happen. So we only got out of 25% of this move. We are looking to buy a little bit more. We can buy some 342s now if we get that out. I'm going to put an offer up here at 346, see if we can't get something like that out right now. 345, like 75. We'll see if we can get out of a few more shares if we do get back up there. But right now, it's $1 in the money. We're going to have to wait to see what's going on right now with that name. Another name we wanted to check in on was Palantir. And again, what goes up must come down. I mean, me and Obi were even talking about this sort of, while we were at the desk over there, or while it was at the desk, and saying, like, where is really a good out here if you're long? And it's like, I don't know. So we're going to have to sort of let these names try to settle down, see if this market wants to go. If we do pull back on Palantir, I mean, we do have this 55 area. I think we'd like to see if that can hold. But right now, Palantir coming in as the whole market looking to dip out just a little bit here and take some profits on what was a wild week. And today we go into Monday. Tesla back in. So we're waiting for that 340 to come in right now. So we just got another piece down there. So now we're flat on the trade. We're long at 342. Well, we're down about 50 cents. 342.35 right now. Here it comes back up. Take a piece out. Get it out in the 90s. Oh, damn. Right now, Obi. Da-da-da-da. Wow. Big mover now. Now $2 in the money. And we're doing it again. We just bought that down there at 342. Obi, guess what?
Yes.
I said this on Friday and I meant it. I'm saying it right now. Day done. That's it. If you're trading right now, bang, that's it. So right there, now we're $5 in the money. It's a 1, it's a 2, it's a 3, it's a 4, it's a 5. It's now a $6 winner right now on Tesla. Tesla's at 348 right now, and we start to go ham. There's the reload. Day is done. I'm now up more right now than I was on Friday, Obi. So there it goes right now. It's a monster move up to the upside as I'm going to take some more out. Oh, boy, Obi, I hope you're having a good trip. Mr. Roberts, it's 349 right now. Like Jake Paul's going to be reloading on Tyson. There it comes right there. 348 and change to the upside. Oh, boy. And we're just in IBIT on that break as well.
Oh,
it don't stop. The party don't stop. We're like Miley Cyrus over here. Oh my God, there it goes again. IBIT 47.02. It's a party in the USA. That was a reference to that song. 47.12 on the break for IBIT. $7 in the money on Tesla. We took $28 on Friday. We're adding to it again today. Adara, what's up?
Just be aware of Shopify, SHOP. This name reporting earnings before the bell. This name reporting earnings before the bell tomorrow, up about 5% here. No catalyst, but again, a pre-earnings move for SHOP, guys.
I just had to put in our chat here. Just take it over for a second.
Yeah, no worries. So just watching this Tesla come in, it is kind of ramping up into that 350 as of right now. You know what? I'll open this size filter for you guys so you guys can see alongside how much size may or may not be sitting there at that 350. We're trading at 348 halves as of right now. A lot of volatility, a lot of chop happening here. So yeah, let's see. Okay, so I've tried that push a couple of times and gotten stopped out. So let's see. It's kind of chopping around 349.28 is the high of day as of right now. We kind of grabbed that pre-market high, pulling right back in quite aggressively. So let's see, market tailwind. You can see that as well, coming aggressively to the downside right here from not just off of the open, some of the pre-market action as well. We saw it kind of pull back in off of the imbalances as well. So let's see what Tesla has in store for us. A lot of chop going on in and around this pre-market range. This pre-market range was kind of tight there, 346 and change all the way down to 340, 341s as of right now. And that opening range still kind of trading within that. So let's see if we hold on to the bid anywhere on top of this 340, Sean. But this market is looking like it is taking a little bit of a pullback as of right now.
What do we even do? All right, so we are out of now probably about 80%, if not a little bit more than that. So you might have just heard. So our quotes just froze there, but they're completely right back up. So it was like froze like for a couple seconds there and maybe not even. And that never happens. So that's why we're both, me and Obi, when we see that, we're like frozen. But that's what that was. We are all fine. Thanks to Dara for continuing on that. It's like a panic reaction there because we did not know what was going on for us so far there. So, all right, that's that. So that's what we're doing right now. We're enjoying the show and I hope you guys are too. Make sure you do hit the like and subscribe. Take another piece out there. I'm just going to let Tesla run now. We've taken a lot out, so we have to let this go. IBIT, a little different story. It ran up there. We got some teens. We got some good outs. Now let's hold. I want to hold it back to VWAP or so break. So that's going to be a break of about 80s. If we break back down below that, then let's get out. But for right now, we're just going to sit in here, continue to watch, the stock that we love, and that's going to be right now Tesla. So there goes Tesla. We're long at 342. We got some more outs there. Let's just check in on something else though. Another name that's near and dear to all of our hearts, maybe. That's Palantir. So that's 660 right now. We're not involved in that. We looked for a 58 dip. We still are bidding down there. And then one more name that I thought we could get into today could be what? SoFi. We wrote down 1350. Yeah, that would have been good off the open. That was 1357. Now 1415 as there goes SoFi. I can only imagine Robinhood going as well. Let's see if crypto can go, man. We're long at 47 here on IBIT. Robinhood going the other way.
We're ramping up here on Tesla. If you guys, again, are watching some of this tape is starting to get pretty aggressive, here in and around this pre-market high right there. 347 halves trading as of right now. So let's see, the market catching a bit of a bounce here. You can see the ES and the NQ catching a little bit of a bottom wick right there. These are 15-minute candles. Let's see if we can come into that 350.
Watch out for NVIDIA.
NVIDIA, we were saying watch out for NVIDIA. NVIDIA is cracking to the downside right here as Tesla pushes up. It's an absolutely wild price action right here. What's going on, Adara?
Just be aware here of some of these smaller crypto-related names making runs. We know Coinbase and MSTR were on the move. IBIT, of course, as well. But keep an eye on some of these small caps. BT here up about 22%. CAN up about 30%. And then we have HIVE up about 12%. So keep an eye on a lot of these smaller miner-related plays, guys.
So thank you, Adair. Yeah, I mean, obviously we're into IBIT. We will look at some of those other ones, Riot, Hut 8, Mara, things like that. So, all right, I just rang the register again on this one, and that's going to be Tesla. just another out right here at 48. So we take that out there. Now we are into NVIDIA. We did write down 147 long that we like that one. But this is coming the other way. So I'm going to get out if this breaks 50s. I'm not even going to give it to that bottom, honestly. I don't even want to average into this too much. I do have a bid down here at 75. If it works, it works. We're long here at 47.15s right now on NVIDIA. I don't like the trade, so we're out of this one very, very soon. But I will try one more, right? I mean, if the market rips up, we know we like this stock, that is for sure. IBIT's still doing its own thing again, and I'm trying to let this one work, right? We said that that's what we wanted to do with it. So we're going to try to give it one more chance to get back up to the upside. Now now it's starting to go. So now we're near the highs of the day here on IBIT. That's 47.
Tesla 350.
Yeah, we're, oh boy.
3,000 lots.
$8 now in the money on Tesla.
Yeah. Absolutely wild trade there, Sean. 349's in change testing right now. I saw about 2,000 lots there sitting at the 350. Let's see, it kind of clipped it. 349.91 is the high of day as of right now. So let's see what that'll bring us. And 347's coming in. So we are taking a pretty aggressive pullback right there, but still within opening range. Opening price sitting at 346.30s. So I'll get stopped out once more right there as we pull back into 345s and pull back in. So let's see. Maybe I'm keeping too tight of a stop on this one there, Sean. Those entries that you had in and around the 342s are absolutely
nice.
absolutely killer. Those are solid entries right there, Sean.
Yeah, those are nice. Yeah, we're gonna get. We don't have any outs up here, but now we do. We take a 349.50 for $7 right now, so that's going to be a good little one there. IBIT does fade out a little bit. Let's put some more at 40. So let's get some out right now. Why not do that here a little bit on IBIT? There we go. We'll take an 08 and we'll go over to a Dara.
Day two earnings move for SQ to the upside as of right now, about 6% at day's highs, getting an overweight rating, an $83 price target from Piper Sandler. Again, following its earnings report, which was released Thursday after the bell. So SQ, Block Inc. on watch here, guys.
All right. I'm trying to block out all the negative thoughts because right now this market is not blocking any profits from dropping through if you're long, but I think you still got to watch out. This was a nice little drop in the NASDAQ. There we go. We'll take another out. I mean, we're cruising right now. I mean, IBIT, big win for IBIT here. Big win, I mean, not big win for IBIT, just it's holding. I consider that a win for now. Big win for Tesla. Here it goes. Are you taking some at the 350 marker? We're already in at 342.
I'm already queued up for it.
All right, so let's just keep it on here and wait. I'm gonna put an offer at 352.50. I think we could blast and I get that fill. 250 higher. All right, here we go. It could go. Still waiting for NVIDIA. NVIDIA is another position that we have on board as well. So I'm going to put out some more shares up around 10s here for NVIDIA. There goes IBIT. I can't even control what's happening right now, obviously, as the market is its own thing. But we are starting to go higher now. IBIT is ripping. NVIDIA, we just got a nice little fill out there on as well near the 20 marker. So far, so good. Yeah, let's go. Let's go over to Tesla and see what's going on.
350. And yeah, no, it's 350, it kind of knocked on the door. 350 is the high right now. You can see about 2,000 lots, 3,000 lots sitting at that 350 as it builds up into it right there. So 3,000 right there. So trading in the 90s, man, it is ramping up. We saw it kind of come back in and pull back into so many levels right there. There's the break. We did break. It went up to 71s. Okay, so I guess it didn't. My order did not kind of trigger on that. But yeah, it went up to 71s and pulls right back in. That's a very, very aggressive, pulling back into 38s, holding that 349 as of right now. So it might be that we might be washing this level, Sean. We might be watching.
Yeah, I'm watching it. I mean, I'm watching it. I'm not trying to wash it too much. But yeah, we're waiting to see what winds up happening right now with this. We just broke through, so good call on that one for sure. Yeah. Nice little break out there. We didn't get as highs up as I thought. I mean, I was waiting at 342. I was thinking the other way, right? Not this way. So right now we'll have to wait, be patient with it. It just touched 350. I think it would be smart to get something out. 349 again, 50. We'll put another piece out there. Lucky to get it out. If, like I said, if we can get that, that would be great, but not too sure. And there goes NVIDIA. So NVIDIA does, we get some out of the high side, then it drops down. Remember what we had mentioned here? The market is I mean, it wants to go the other way. So I feel like maybe Apple, we got to try to find something maybe now that's relatively weak in the market. We could maybe check out some Chinese ADRs, something in and around that range. But right now, NVIDIA is coming back in. So we will get out of that one pretty easily too, by the way. Getting out of that was not a very hard trade there. Found our areas, got out and hit that back in. So far, so good here on that out. And Tesla really having that pullback now. IBIT, good outs. We have about... on this trade left, just a bit under 10% left on IBIT. We thought we would get it. We got a nice little move there. So now we have to wait to see what's happening. It's really just Tesla. We did give some back there on NVIDIA. So we gave back about 15% on NVIDIA of what we made on Tesla. So that was okay. Then there comes IBIT. IBIT really tanks in there. We get out, our stop might have been wrong there, but that's just touching right there anyways, the VWAP. So a nice little move down, continuation.
Look at that sell-off on the NASDAQ, man.
That's, remember we were saying, like,
huge.
we wanted to think about looking short.
Yeah.
So I think we got to look for something short now.
Also, I think, shout out to the chat there, a lot of people calling it out. DJT halted to the upside as of right now.
Okay.
34s trading, so it did dip down to 31.64s right there, and then halting up at 34.08s as of right now. Pre-market highs 35s on DJT. So yeah, definitely one that is doing some decent volume right there. There comes Tesla right through VWAP coming into pre-market lows.
Dude.
It's an aggressive selling coming in. So we did kind of sell off the 350s right there, over about 9 points lower than that high. Here comes that 340 coming in. Yeah, I know you were looking out for that 340, but look at this market, man. Market absolutely quadunking to the downside. 21,200 coming in here on the NASDAQ, and that 6,000 only about 40 points away from, actually 35 points away from the 6,000 mark on the ES right here. So let's see if some of these pre-market levels hold on Tesla. We're looking for that bid to potentially come in. You went long.
Yeah, so I dip bought 341.80s. It's not like it's going to be a huge trade here. I don't know. There's the dip buy there on Tesla. We wanted to support 340s. Our out was going to be the same thing there to the downside, but it's crazy that punch up there at 350, like, just what's happened. We've seen that happen before many times to many different names. So we're going to watch out for that. I'm glad we got out of, not sort of, I'm glad we did get out of NVIDIA. As look at this one, down to 145. So that keeps on going to the downside. What about some of these Chinese names right now? What about an Alibaba? It's only 945. Alibaba down, but maybe trying to bounce. Again, trying to find like where there was strength early. Maybe we can pick something up on the cheap. But Tesla, we're still holding on to that one. It's, again, the only position that I have on right now. And we're just going to wait to see if we can hold in and around that 340 area. We're looking to pick up a little bit more down there at like 340 flats. So that has to come into play. I don't want to get too like greedy on this play. I would rather wait for the levels to come through. If we can get them, then great and good on us for that one. IBIT is dancing around VWAP right now. We can think about this long, and I think I'm going to do it. Let's put on a trade now on IBIT. Go for the long here and just try to use that last little panic wick as our out. So 46.67. So right now that'll give us about 20 cents. So let's get something out. If this can go about 10 cents, we'll get out of 10%, and then we'll see if we can get back up to some of those highs back for IBIT. And then let's put our stop at that low, 46.64. Right now on that one. Tesla's starting to rip back up again. Thank you for that exuberance over there, Sharif, because now I can have a look and say, yeah, let's get something out now on Tesla, and let's ring some kind of a register right there for a $2 reload on that name. So we're doing that right now. We do have an offer upside on Tesla as well. I can cancel my SoFi bid. We'll have a look at that. 345 flat we're waiting for right now on Tesla. Let's see if it will work.
Oh boy, yeah, no, it's kind of VWAP I have sitting at 343.70s. We're trading at 344 30s as of right now, 20s. So the spread is not too bad. I think it was 15 to 20 pennies at a time, given give or take a couple pennies. Here comes the 345 right there with that aggressive bid back up. So we did kind of hold pre-market lows right there, trading in and around VWAP, holding VWAP on the bid as well. 346s. I know Sean's definitely cooking on that one. I like that. You like the prices to bid before, and then when it comes back in and holds that price, you get long again for the reload.
Yeah, it's just about a plan. Yeah, it's literally just about a plan. Like, I mean, I know we say that all the time on the show, but it's like if you're just going to sit here and just take whatever levels you think are interesting, that's fine, but you're not going to make money. You got to have a plan, and when that plan hits, you are thankful for that. So that is what it's about. So there goes iBit. We did reload that one as well. So not just doing good, or not just feeling the ways here on Tesla. I'm going to get out of one more piece upside now. Again, so this part of the plan, it just ripped up. Like, we just made $4 on this to add to what we made before. Let's just keep this party going here on TSLA, man. Nice little long down at the bottom. We'll see if we can get back up to the highs. I mean, again, we're back into all of these names. Like, look what iBit's doing. I'm going to take another piece out here at 02 if we can get that. Nice little run back on the upside of that. We did get stopped out there. I'm kind of glad we did, because if not, I would have got stopped out a little bit lower. It allowed me to reload this position. So good job there so far on all of this. Did I hear for a Dara again? Yes, let's go.
DIS on watch here. Disney here getting a volume spike around 933, continuing to push higher near day's highs above that $100 level and up more than 1%. Not seeing any kind of news or catalyst on this. There's not a lot of social media interest either, but it's worth noting this one, much like Shopify, which we saw is up today as well, reporting earnings this week. DIS set to report before the bell on Thursday, guys.
I'm going to take another piece out here.
That Disney's breaking that 100. I saw people in the chat were kind of mentioning it. I did pull it up a little earlier, but gonna keep it on watch if it's going to extend to the upside. Again, looking distinctly different from the rest of the market here on that name. But you can see the market's kind of crashing pretty aggressively. So let's kind of wait to see if the selling kind of continues, or we kind of push back to we push back to the upside, find a base somewhere in and around here. I have no idea, but aggressive selling across the board here. Sean. So maybe I'm going to be a little bit patient to see if some of these things come in, but that aggressive selling definitely a little bit telling there off of the open. We attempted to push up in the pre-market right there, but that selling coming in real hot. Again, last week was pretty strong for a lot of names pushing their all-time highs. So a little bit of a pullback coming into the open of the week. Interesting nonetheless. Some of the other names I'm kind of watching were earnings names from today. You have Monday's trading much significantly lower. Pre-market highs at that 349, trading at 263s as of right now. So that's one earnings name on watch. Also SPNS. As well, kind of gapping down on that earnings again. And another one from last week, we saw Upstart and how strong Upstart was. I'm looking for that day two potential continuation, but off of the open, we have kind of grabbed prior day's highs and trading within that consolidation that we did on Upstart for the rest of the day. So some of those names on watch. Let us know in the chat what names you guys are looking at. Keep throwing up those names so we can kind of follow along as well. More eyes on the market, definitely better than a pair of 4 or 6 for sure. What's up, Adara?
Another great look here in a day two earnings play. This is AFRM up about 8.5% with a 7% shortfall from what I'm seeing right now, 7.7%. I'm not seeing any analyst notes on this, but they did, although they sold off on Friday, they did have a pretty strong earnings report, beating GAAP earnings per share and sales estimates. So strong day two earnings move for AFRM above the $50 level and actually at day's highs, guys.
Yeah, well, we want to apologize because we're having quite the show over here, but there's going to be a lot of names, man. There's going to be a lot of names, and that's another one. Upstart, Affirm. We've got, I believe Joe and Sharif will be on the midday again today, and so get ready for some of those as, some of the midday movers. They start to look at maybe a little bit more gappers potentially than what we're doing right now, but again, up to everybody. And again, the good thing about working at a prop firm and doing what we're doing here is we have complete autonomy over what we want to trade. So if there's anything moving around, we'll be able to choose that, including
oh my God,
crypto. We like crypto around here, and there it goes. Nice little move to the upside again. My number 2 stock, we've gone basically 2-1 now. We have a monster on there, and I don't like going against my guy over here. So I maybe have a mistake here on Tesla, but Tesla's
absolutely not, dude.
Tesla still is going this way.
Is holding quite.
Yeah, I'm pretty happy with it. I'm sad that we're the opposite way here, but it is trying to hold. I only have 40% left of this, which is what I was getting at. So we'll see if it can go back up. I do have another offer in and around that 49 marker there for Tesla. So we'll continue to watch out and hold hope that it can go a little bit higher for us, but it is struggling a little bit here. There is no doubt about that. We are out of 60% of this trade with another offer waiting in and around 349. So again, take us for what we're doing over here. trading live is very, very tough to do, especially when we all have different plans of action, right? And I think that that's something that, again, like I was just mentioning, I could be holding for a while, scalping this out. The play could be longer. So let's just wait to see where we go on all of this. But right now, it's been a fun time here. I want to thank everybody for joining us live every single day.
Yeah, no, definitely. We could definitely be going in opposite directions and kind of with a different frame right there. I'm kind of observing that VWAP, it was kind of holding or not really holding that VWAP, so I wanted to get involved in the area, but we're kind of consolidating and churning in and around some of these levels here, so I definitely don't want to stay involved if it's going to continue to rip up back towards that 350 as of right now. So 346, 347 is coming in, so yeah, I'm probably going to get stopped out of this one right here as we kind of venture back up to that 350 there, Sean. So yeah, definitely. The market is catching a little bit of a bid here as of right now, so we're going to continue watching that as well. If that pushes up and holds that 21,200, then yeah, I think we're definitely poised for a retest of that 350 as of right now coming here on Tesla. 347 halves holding now, and the high of day, right, again, 350.71 is the high of day here on Tesla, Sean. So
yeah, I was going to say we reloaded right down here. I mean, here's our chart right here. I mean, this is, for me, pretty much the perfect reload right now on Tesla. So we talked about this earlier on here, and here's the sticky note. And again, you know, whoopsies, I just closed it, which might be a good thing. We'll get to that in a minute, but it was just the idea today. That's all that I want to get at, is just the idea of going long here on Tesla, right? So, I mean, we talked about Amazon, SoFi, Palantir, NVIDIA, and IBIT, and then we tweet out, that's why I was saying it didn't make the sticky note. Just the idea of trading names that have momentum. And I mean, just grabbing that reload, waiting for it to happen. There it goes. Again, we're trading different share sizes. So I'm going to start scalping out a little bit up there and then wait for that 350 break. What's IBIT doing? Well, IBIT made that same move again and stopped. Are we having a problem at 82.5, I guess, right now in Cryptoverse? So that would be a level for me to start to continue to look at there if we can't break through. So Again, I'm still going to stop out there. We are in about, right now, 35%, about a third left of this trade, and looking to see if we can put a little bit more on somewhere. So if we can come back into 46.80, I believe that is a good opportunity for us. I see people in the chat saying, wow, Palantir. Well, you know what? I mean, where am I bidding? 58.25. Again, we wrote down here on the sticky note that we really wanted 58 dip buy. It came in, but we didn't grab it. Palantir's still up 3% on that AWS deal. I like the stock a lot. It's just a matter of trying to find, again, the area to get into as we put some orders out. And we just did take it out. So we took it out there on Tesla. So I was just canceling my other order. I did have an order up there at 349.50, right where we said, but I just took this instead. 347.75. Or so. We just got a piece out right there again. So we only have a third now left of the reload. So we're getting lighter and lighter on this name. Again, a pretty decent day here on TSLA to start with. And then everything else just is what it is right now.
Yeah, and this market continues to sell off right here. The NASDAQ looking pretty heavy here. So I'm kind of watching some of these other constituents as well. Yeah, you saying Apple is tanking, Sharif? Yeah, Apple is definitely tanking. Aggressive selling coming in on Apple. Not only just Apple, Sean. It's happening on NVIDIA. It's happening on Amazon. Yep. Surprisingly enough, not so much on Alphabet or Softy. So that's definitely those are definitely ones to watch as well. Relative strength on those as the rest of the market quadunks to the downside. That is some aggressive selling on Apple. So I got to watch that one as well. Again, we're trading below that 21,200 as of right now here on the NASDAQ. Amazon, again, we talked about some of those Amazon levels, man. We're coming right back into that 200 level, 206 trading on Amazon. So let's see if that, that Bezos lid that we had at 200, Sean?
Yes.
Let's see if that resistance now turns into support as the market sells off aggressively into some of those levels there. Yeah, let's see if all this selling can be supported by that 200 level on Amazon. I'm definitely going to be watching that one there. 206.60 is trading as of right now here on Amazon. IBIT, though, seems like some of these crypto names can't stop, won't stop as they catch a little bit of a bid back towards high of day. What's going on, Adara?
AI, strong push to the upside. This is the 15-minute chart. Strong candles here for volume for both of these bars so far today. Up 6% at day's highs. Again, no catalyst, but a 22.3% short float for AI, which is set to report earnings before the bell on December 9th. So AI on watch with a nice volume push to the upside, guys.
All right, we're just, easing out of everything right now. I mean, I know that's going to just be what it is, but IBIT, we took some more out up there. We took that out on Tesla. I do think that there is a chance, not just a chance, but I do like the call that, you know, maybe we bounce again off that 350 area and have a hard time getting through that. So I think that there's definitely something there for that one. I was looking at Google. Again, there's a lot of names. Like, we're seeing this market fall back in a little bit here. Like, oh my God, we're down 0.25%. But Google is still doing this, maybe even looking for a break higher on Google. I mean, I like the name, but everyone's talking about Apple. What's going on with Apple? Apple down to 222. So again, we saw Warren Buffett exit a big size of this position, still holding $70 billion worth of the stock. So it's, you know, he's still in the building here. But nice move down on Apple. Is there an area that we might be able to look at here? 222. I mean, that's been a good hold, right? We're only where we were on Thursday. Like, you know, some of these days we have to remember we had such a euphoric move up, and Apple didn't really catch too much of a bid, right, during this whole thing. I mean, sure, we had huge moves, but the fall down. So as we look at some of these other names today, there is some give back in some of the stronger tech names, like in Apple and like in NVIDIA. NVIDIA is going to be our red stock of the day, but thankfully we're able to get out of it right now as NVIDIA continues to get lower here, Obi. So I don't know. I think your Tesla, now Tesla's finally come back in, and again, remember we talked about getting out there. We only have 30% of the reload, may even get another piece out if we can get back up to 345, definitely pulling back in. The NASDAQ is pretty weak. We got to find some shorts. And actually, the fact that I don't have any shorts right now is not good. Trying to find something, looking everywhere. DraftKings, is that through 40 yet? $42. Oh boy, some nice moves there. And I think Palantir could be primed for a short at some point, just because of how huge the move up has been. But do we really want to do that? I mean, we're about to break even higher here on PLTR. So yeah, plan of action on Tesla for you?
I don't know. I mean, I'm observing, I'm watching. This is VWAP right here, 343.98. So just try, we can call it 344s right here. So we're kind of chopping and churning on top of this VWAP as of right now. We did kind of grab that prior day low. We grabbed pre-market highs as well. So pretty much trading within this opening range here is Tesla. So yeah, no, man, I have no idea. I'm kind of watching what price does here in and around VWAP. As of right now, we're holding on top of VWAP with kind of it's kind of stepping in, but 344s trading as of right now. Let's see. We have made a lower high on the day as well off of that 350, and that 350 pretty much we grabbed that 350, right? There's no real follow through that happened through that 350, and that selling came in quite aggressively. We saw that it rips up 350.70s and then plunges back down all the way to 342s, taking out the range low of the day, opening range low, and then makes a lower high at 348s after that. So that's kind of the information that's been kind of printed on the chart here. We're kind of chopping around VWAP as well. So that's something to consider. But yeah, no, I'm going to kind of patiently wait to see what we do in and around here. Do we take out the day low? Do we just compress? Do we just trade within the range as well? We know that this thing has been trending up aggressively for the past couple of days, and we talked about this morning on whether this name is overextended or not, right? It doesn't mean the trade is over. It just means that do we take a little bit of a breather because we've been running up back-to-back days on Tesla. So let's see, coming into the open of the week, market's selling off aggressively, but Tesla's holding its own. So that's probably a good sign for the swings. But we're going to continue watching this one. What's going on happening now, Adara?
We're seeing some distinct differences here between the NASDAQ and the S&P 500 this morning. Q's down about 0.3%, whereas the S&P 500 actually up on the day very slightly. And it's worth noting the S&P 500 actually had its best week of the year last week following Trump's election there on Wednesday. Again, they're still leading the market as we have some weakness in some of these NASDAQ names, specifically META down about 2%. Bitcoin, of course, on watch here above 82,000 for the first time ever on this pretty data-light day that we will get some economic data and Fed speak later in the week. We have COIN here. This was a huge beneficiary of the big crypto move last week that currently up about 13%, even though it is removed from highs. So Coinbase great look. SMCI here, this is another continuation type play, currently down 11.5%, basically hearing some reports from local media that the company has halted construction of its new factory in Malaysia. So SMCI, more woes for that company. And last but not least, PLTR. This is something that was on watch last week with earnings and post-election strength, up about 3%, though running into a bit of resistance with that 60-50 area here on news that Anthropic, which is this AI startup backed by a few Meg 7s and Jeff Bezos, is set to partner with AWS and Palantir to work in U.S. defense. So should be a pretty big day and week. We have more earnings on watch as well. Shopify and Disney both running ahead of their reports. And we are brought to you here by Firefly Neuroscience. Firefly Neuroscience has taken a bold step in advancing brain health technology. In collaboration with Bright Minds Biosciences, Firefly's innovative AI-powered platform has successfully analyzed data from a groundbreaking phase 1 clinical trial, using advanced EEG technology to track brain activity. This data unlocks new potential in treating neurological and mental disorders, reinforcing Firefly's position at the forefront of brain health innovation. As they prepare for phase 2, this partnership signals exciting developments for the future of neuropsychiatric treatments. Firefly Neuroscience, shaping the future of brain health.
Gadara. Okay. I mean, you know, again, we're still sitting here. I got reloaded down there at 342 again. So I was going to wait for 344 as a nice little move back up to the upside, but there it is, a nice little reloaded position right here on Tesla. But we're kind of going the opposite ways, as he's got a great short on right now of $3 in the money where I reloaded. So congratulations on that one. And then now we're going to have to wait to see where we can go on our next little venture here. That is Tesla, hopefully back up to the upside for me, but downside for you. And I think we still have very similar targets here where we're both looking to see about that 40 break. So
yeah, let's see if that 40 comes.
Right, that's sort of the area of concern for us here, for both of us, is what happens in and around that 340 area. So we'll give it a couple seconds here. I think there's
about 2 points away. I mean, you can see the range that this thing has had. If it wants that 340, it'll get there pretty quickly. You can see we're already trading at 341s and some change right here. Pre-market lows in this area as well. Again, we kind of double bottomed just below that 342. I don't know, what is that pre-market low right now? 340.97s are some of those lows from the intraday, and then that pre-market low just slightly above that. So we did kind of lick grab some of those pre-market lows, coming in aggressively into that 341. Let's see what that 340 brings. Oh boy, look at that aggressive selling, Sean. 340, we're already at 340. Oh boy. Let's see if that bid shows up. Like I said, if the bid is real, where will it catch? 339 is trading now, Sean. So that aggressive selling coming in after the opening range low breaks right there. Pre-market lows. I have the 4 a.m. candle low all the way down at, let's see what that 4 a.m. candle low is at. 330.50 is that 4 a.m. candle low. Oh boy, we're about 9 points away from that price right there. So let's see if that can potentially come in here. Aggressive selling. Again, failure to follow through of the 350. We've been extending for multiple days. We gap up and then we can't get past that 350. Only 70 pennies. That's distinctly different from the trade that we saw last week, where we break through that 300 and we get instantly almost 2 points within 2 seconds. In the first second, you print 300 halves, and the next second you're printing 302s. So that kind of aggression was not seen through the 350. Definitely distinctly different action here coming in on Tesla. So let's see if that 335 mark I was talking about with you comes in right now. We're only about a few points away from that 335, but that 340 definitely interesting as well as we catch a bit of a bid here coming in on the market. The market is aggressively selling off as well. Again, we kind of mentioned that a little bit earlier right there. The reclaim of 340 happening as of right now. So let's see if we watched a little bit of a 340. That selling was quite aggressive, man.
I'm going to try to go short with you. So we will, you know, again, great trade, Obi. Him and I were both talking about that. Obviously, those levels that we were looking for right now. But let's not be stubborn and let's just fight it. Not too long there. We're going to go short there. So we got stopped out there on 338.50 break. We talked about that play. Now we're going to go back into that short against 342. Like, I'd hate to give everything back right here because now I'm trying to go short. But the short to me is what looks like it wants to print. Like, that's 342. I listening to everything that you're talking about. I like what you're talking about. And again, it's nice to have Obi here again, was, you know, being able to hold these kind of trades. There it comes back in. All right, so we're making it back here, Obi, on a nice little short back through now. We'll wait. I'm still waiting for 338, as you said. If we can get
335.
Yeah, no, but I don't need that price, my guy.
What do you mean?
Right now? Okay, no, we'll still wait for it. But here we go. We're firing off hot dog cannons right now. I love that you're waiting for longer. Boom, bye.
Boom, 2.5 points.
Yeah, let's go. Let's keep on going. Good call there, Obi. And again, let's not be stubborn. Like he and I are saying here, get the trade you want, and then have the damn ability, Obi, just like you did, have the ability to have that confidence in your trade, and then be able to flip it the other way. So there's the short. Wow. Okay, great call there, Obi. As we continue to watch out for that, man, we're making a good team here. As
Oh boy.
you sort of convinced me there of the short. Let's go back into it now. And again, I'm throwing the mic over to you. Great short there. I'm glad we hopped on board.
Thank you. Yeah, 337's coming in, so only about a couple points away from that 335 area. 336s and halves trading as of right now. So yeah. Again, I'm looking for that 335 area, give or take a couple points. We're in that area as of right now, so let's see if that bid steps up. But oh boy, we crushed.
That was good.
We got crushed down through that 340. So that's the kind of action I like to see if I'm kind of looking short right there. But again, this thing can rip up quite aggressively. Again, we've seen what Tesla is capable of doing. The market's catching a bit of a bounce here as well. So I've got to be a little bit patient for this one. I don't even know if that's going to come in. We went all the way down to 336 halves. There, Sean. So maybe that's all she wrote as that kind of pressure comes right back in, that buying pressure. Again, is this the bid that we were looking for? I have no idea. VWAP is still all the way at 343 halves.
Yeah.
So let's see. We're trading about 3 points above the lows as of right now, catching a bit of a bid here. Again, market tailwind. We're catching a bit of a bid on the market as well. The ES looking a little bit weaker there. This 15-minute candle on the Nasdaq already printing greens, man, and we're coming right back into that 340. So let's see if that 340 turns into some resistance, or do we go all the way back up to VWAP? I have no idea, but I've already said what price I'm waiting for. Let's see if that kind of comes in. IBIT, man, that's the trade to get long as it only continues to go up. This thing. Again, a lot of these crypto names are definitely pushing as of right now. I'm looking at Mara. Mara kind of trading within its range right there. So IBIT, I guess, is the only one that's really kind of broken past some of its pre-market levels. Coinbase has really not gone anywhere, and MSTR as well. MSTR catching a bit of a bid at 294s and trading at 301s as of right now. So that one is kind of strong on the day. We saw that DJT earlier was halted up. It halted up at 34s. Remember, now it's trading at 32s and some change right there on DJT. So a lot of these names in that basket catching a bit of a sell here. Another name in that election basket was DXYZ. DXYZ also trading much lower. High of day as of right now is $50 flat. We're trading at 40.66, Sean. So a lot of these tickers catching a bit of a sell after some strong days last week. Oh boy.
Oh boy. Our best out is 337. Do you want a coffee, by the way?
No, I'm good.
Okay, all right. Good, Randy. Okay, so yeah, buddy, great job over there. Let's props it up for my guy Obi over there. And we've actually, so we gave some back on this move coming in for sure, but then to be able to short that, we are now out of about 80% of this short. We just took some more fills down there at 338. So those are some good fills. Now let's go over to a stock that's moving around right now. GameStop up to $26. Are we going to halt on this name? I mean, what are we doing right now? Only up 5%, but there's a gap. So we just gapped up through 26, up to 26.13 right now. It's GameStop trying to make that move higher. SoFi was amazing earlier on. Slowed down, but look at that pullback into the 50-period moving average. Great little locate there for SoFi. Thank you so much, Randy, as we continue to move higher here in the market. There's IBIT and Bitcoin. Oh boy. Bitcoin right now, monster trade here for us today. Also good for your accounts if you're on that one. Tesla's ripping, by the way. Just took out 342 right now for Tesla. Aggressive move upside. What's up, Adara? Adara? Maybe?
Not yet?
No.
Okay,
there
so
was a call, I thought, but okay.
All
Not ready for a Derek quite yet, but we will get over there. All right, so I'm getting some more out here, by the way. We got some shares now, boy, right now on Tesla. So let's get something out as it has made that aggressive move higher. So not trying to be stubborn with this play. Our target was to get out in and around. I mean, our VWAP's up there, like you mentioned, 345-ish. That's a little bit too rich for my blood. 342.50, I think, is going to be my out now for Tesla. So if we come back, yes, sir. We have a good reload on now to the short, and we just took advantage of that and got some out in the quarters. So I'm going to put a stop. I just got to make sure I don't have any other stops out, which I do not. So let's go 342. like 60s or so. We'll get out of 75% of this as we are now. Oh boy, Obi. I can't even put my stop order in without smiling. All right, nice move down. There's another take. This is a day, Obi. This is a day.
A bit of a day.
Bit of one. That's one way of putting it.
I mean, it took a couple of tries on that 350 break off of the open. Kind of spent some risk on that. Again, you can see that the idea doesn't work. It was kind of choppy, and then that failure to follow through, man. That's kind of I like that. Again, looking back at it, I think that is the most ideal entry for the short when it fails to follow through 350. But then getting some more on that lower high 348 is not bad either. Kind of coming in back through that VWAP. I was a little aggressive getting too early on top of VWAP and giving it to that lower high. But you know what? Kind of coming into the open of the week. Little, I guess maybe a little rusty over the weekend, but definitely decision making coming back on track as of right now. Another name kind of have on watch was Disney. Again, we pointed out Disney a little bit earlier with that aggressive bid coming into that 100 break. We've gone pretty much sideways off of that 100 break, so I'm looking for that trend break to come in. The trend has broken by going sideways, but no real reversion happening right now here on Disney, so I've got to pack my patience for that one. VWAP all the way down here at 100, so we got to wait for that one to come in to VWAP. Let's see if that'll make that'll make the trip to 100 there. So 340 still churning. Market's catching or attempting to catch a bit of a bid here. We're trading below that 21,200 as of right now. But yeah, you can see all of these 15-minute candles since the open have been red. How much time is left for this 15-minute candle to close? Well, you got about a minute there, Sean. So let's see that aggressive bid coming in real hot. 342s coming in now.
Yeah, we that's why I was saying, like, we had too much invested in here for me anyways to hold it too far. So we are getting out. So if we break a little bit, where's my out? We should have already, okay, so that triggered and did not stop, but sort of got to 75%. I'm not sure what happened there. So, all right, so we were looking at 340 till now I'm gonna go 343.01 just to see why that didn't trigger out right now. So, okay. Nope, still not there. All right, so we're going to hold on to this and see what happens. We are going to get out at 342.50 break there. For some reason, didn't trigger out, so we're going to lose another 50 cents here on the reload of this trigger spot. But here it goes upside right now. There it is. We are now out of that. And give back a little bit of what we made there on that reload. But again, the reload was fine for us. We were able to get it out. We made money again on the reload, but we did hold some back there, and that reload was good until it is not, as Tesla looks like, anyways, temporarily, it seems like, wants to continue higher for now. But you know what?
What's up?
Right now, you'll be happy looking at your crypto account because we're at $83,000 right now for crypto. And there goes IBIT. So again, if you guys are looking for trades, not only for crypto space, like, you know, we're going to have there's going to be people that are smarter about crypto, definitely. But as far as trading, I mean, we have IBIT written there, right here as this long. We like the 47 long, or we like the pre-market high. So it was whatever it was right there. We took those both out, and now you can see a nice little move to the upside now for IBIT as it continues to go higher. We just like that break, right? It was on an island of its own there today, and we like the continuation trade whenever we see things like that. So the island trade there, nice one. That's what I like to call it. Nice move to the upside there. I mean, I just kind of made that up. But I think that's a good one because we've seen it on Palantir, we've seen it on Roblox, and now we're obviously seeing a continuation play today on Bitcoin and IBIT. So we're almost out of it all. We only have about that 10% left, if that, to the upside right now for IBIT. So nice moves. We said that we'd try to hold it for longer. We even wrote down, this is not that long, I understand that, but still about 3%. We were, you know, we have right here 55 cents on $47. So nice little move to the upside right now in IBIT. And then you're still great short there on Tesla. I guess you reloaded that up there, or is that?
Yeah, it took a little bit more there at VWAP. Again, we're
Conviction, baby.
I'm looking at that VWAP. To see if, again, we've shown a little bit of failure to follow through off of the open. So if sellers do come in, maybe they're going to show up at VWAP. And again, it had that aggressive bid right into VWAP. So I'm just adding a little bit more there when I see some wiping of the bid there. But let's see. This thing can continue going back up to day highs, going through that 350. I have no idea. But again, looking at that price action just to kind of dictate a little bit of direction here. I could be very wrong. I have no idea, but again, this 15-minute candle has about 13 minutes left to print there, Sean. And that prior candle, strong wick. Again, we dropped down aggressively all the way to 336 halves, and then picked right back up into VWAP. So I am kind of considering that piece of information as well going forward. So market's also taking a bit of a bounce, so I got to respect that. That's the first green candle since the open. We've only had about two red candles, two red 15-minute candles right there, a bit of a green right here. So let's see, is this a 3-bar? Is this a continuation? Is this consolidation?
Oh boy.
I have no idea.
Good load.
But oh boy, indeed.
Good load. Yeah, I'm with you. So that's why I said oh boy there. We just shorted more of that. So yeah, oh boy is 100% right. Okay. So again, look at the different styles, right? Neil will have a completely different style. I'll have a completely different style. And right now, I'm scalping the living, you know what, out of this as we speak. Like I already have, man, 50 fills on Tesla today, as opposed to how many fills do you have? We're going to be up.
I have about 11.
There we go. So there you go. So completely different style there, as we'll both continue to wait to see what's going to go on. Now, as I continue to scalp out a little bit out of some of these plays, and Obi will continue just to wait for maybe those bigger moves. And we're still doing the same thing here, right? I mean, we're still trying to make money and trying to find the best opportunities for our own accounts. So that's what we're doing right now. As here we go, Tesla. My stop, 344. We just took out some nice profits down there, 341.50. So coming back in right now for Tesla. Let's see if we can get something going on to that downside as both of us stay short. And oh boy, man, IBIT is really going now. If we can get some 56s on IBIT, I mean, this is really starting to go. There's the break of $83,000 as the bulls are riding today, boy. Give me that 56. We're sitting there. Oh, we're missing it. All right, I'm going to punch out a little bit more. There we go. Did we get a 54? Yes, we did. So we get a 54 there or 55. Nice move now on IBIT, continuously going there as we'll wait for some Tesla. We did get out of 40% now. We just got some more fills down there on this trade. We're waiting for lower, man. My next bid is 341.05, and then we'll see if we can get something in and around 340, and then 338 and change, especially if this market loses it, Obi. I like to trade. I like to trade a lot. This is a big day at Katina Capital and here at Trader TV Live. Make sure you join us every single day for this. Obi's here with me all week, man. A firm 52-week highs. SoFi up there. Everything is going, man. Everything is going. So we'll throw it back over now to Obi.
Yeah, no, we got a bit of a read here. So Trade the Pool allows traders like you to get evaluated and trade real shares using the company's capital. No PDT rule holding you back. That's real edge in trading. Here is the exciting part. Trade the Pool has just launched a limited edition program for stock traders. For a one-time fee of just $97, you'll receive $20,000 in buying power. All you need to do is reach the profit goal. The best part, this limited edition program now has a reduced profit goal and fewer minimum trades required to reach the funded phase. Plus, the profit split is upgraded. Keep 70% of the profits. Don't miss a chance to explore this limited offer. Join now for free. The link is in the description, guys. Trade the Pool.
Yeah, make sure you grab that. I mean, that gives us these, and again, that's what we're talking about this every day. Like, we're here trading the pool every day, trading our money at a prop firm, getting in and out, taking different ways, taking same ways, taking everything, taking winners, taking losers, taking throws over to the big screen now with Adara.
Last we talked about IWM struggling with 239. As of this morning, IWM's nicely above that 240 area, gapping up right now up about 1% and trying to hold on to 240, though it's definitely removed from its highs of days for that Russell 2000. In light of crypto being particularly strong, I did want to focus right now on some small cap Bitcoin related names. Also, side note, CLSK, which has been halted since Thursday, is actually apparently reopened for trading. It's up quite a bit, so keep an eye on CLSK. CleanSpark now open for trading once again after that halt. We have CAN first. This is Canaan. This is up about 40% here. This one has a market cap of around $450 million with a short float of about 10%. Next up, we have HUT. This is HUT 8, bit of a larger market cap for HUT 8. We've got about a $2.1 billion market cap and an 18+% short float. Last but not least, BTDR, BitDeer, near high of days here, up about 23%. BitDeer does have a market cap of around $1.5 billion and a short float of 28.5%. So lots of heavily shorted small cap names in the crypto space to keep an eye on if you're not comfortable trading names like MSTR or COIN, guys.
Right, thank you.
Oh boy.
Lots of vehicles for that
wow.
Crypto trade.
Lots of stuff to talk about. So we just got some more out there on Tesla. We got that 341 fill, obviously, as it came right in there. And then we were like, oh my God, now we're going to break 340. But that does not happen. right now. So our stop remains at 344.50. So we just took like a nice trade there. So we will not be red on this no matter what happens now on the reload. So yeah, that's that out. We're giving it basically up into this area. I actually really like this combo where you're underneath everything and you have the market. So this is the 50 period, the 200 period, and VWAP. So for me, this is trending down. And I mean, it's, I guess you can sort of look at it here that bottom was so super clean, so I can understand anybody that's long right now as well. I mean, I think this is just a matter of waiting to see what happens. Have your outs, have your ins, and we just told you that. Like, I have, 40-something fills now, 50 fills on Tesla versus the 10, right? And so just have your trade in mind and understand sort of what you're doing with all of that. IBIT continues to be really the belle of the ball, in my opinion, there, because it's just kind of been trending upside. Hasn't give you much concern. Although I'm going to be up more on Tesla, this IBIT trade continues to be real strong. We got dumped out right there early, so we were still up on it, but then we were able to buy it off VWAP. We really like that VWAP hold, and as our good friend Brian talks about there, Brian Shannon, Alpha Trends, is like, you got to wait for VWAP to give you an answer. And that's what it did, man. It was like in the penalty box, then it escaped there. 2 minutes for roughing was over. Straight up to the upside right now, 83,400 right now, as we're out of the penalty box for sure on crypto and still going. All right, now we're getting close, man, to stop me out. 344.50 coming up right now. There it is. We are out right there immediately on Tesla. Looks like we did have another small order to get some more short there, but we punch out on that way out. So again, an L there on the last piece, but all in all, up on that Tesla trade. And hoping for more, really. Let's just now let it settle down. It's in the middle of the day. Obviously, Obi, it's the position that he's in, as well as Disney. I like that Disney call. We haven't been in that for a minute. Did you want to explain what you're seeing there?
Nothing. I kind of missed that initial break there. I kind of spoke about the idea for a pullback into VWAP. A little late to the trade, as it kind of almost made its way all the way back down to VWAP so far. But yeah, let's see if we can get to that 100 here. VWAP sitting at 110. So aggressive bid off of the open. That trend breaks, kind of dissipates, and then pulls in. Let's see how far that can pull in. With the market catching a bit of a bid here, and with Tesla coming back to the upside, I definitely have to be a little bit more patient for some of these tickers. If the bid is going to catch, then yeah, we'll definitely be wrong on a lot of these ideas. So that's what I got really kind of watching. But we're trading back above VWAP here. Let's see if we make a lower high. That prior high is sitting at 348s here on Tesla, trading at 346s as of right now. And again, market confluence as well. We're catching a bounce on the NASDAQ. So let's see what Tesla has in store for us coming in today. We've kind of broken that trend, and you're right. That bottom that we made down in 336s was quite aggressive, and that was quite nice. I even saw a reason to kind of cover a little bit there, make some decisions for the buying. And I was like, yeah, my level is 335. It doesn't necessarily have to get all the way there. It got about 1.5 points away from that level that I was interested in, and then comes right back in towards some of these day highs right there. So opening price is 346.30s. We're just chopping that area right now. So gonna pack my patience to take some of Sharif's lines there, but we'll see what is in store here. But yeah, Disney, bit of a trend break, holding above VWAP as of right now. Let's see if that one comes in a little bit further there. That aggressive bid off of the open, strong volume, but the volume's kind of dissipating. So that's what I'm looking for.
Yeah, and just to prove I don't really have too much idea what I'm doing, I'm just going to put. So right now we have a very, very small piece left of IBIT. I'm going to put some at 80s and then 90s and then O's all the way up. That's what we've been doing. We've just been riding the momentum higher here in crypto land. I know that a lot of you guys are putting everything in the chat here, and I wish there was more hosts, to be honest with you, to look at more of these stocks. But, I mean, there's just so much happening. Look at Mara. I mean, congratulations, because that is another one.
Another one.
And there's probably
another one.
I mean, there's so many. Like Mara right now is starting to go high of day for MARA, Marathon Oil. Mara starting to go upside, Marathon there. Nice move there. Riot as well. I mean, they're all going. And I'm not trying to ignore anybody's. Like, we just got out of IBIT there at 80. So we talked about putting an order right there. So there's the out there on IBIT. So, and there goes Riot as well, up 18. Here goes HUD 8 right now. I mean, I can even go over to Coinbase most likely, and then that's probably at highs as well. HUD 8 only up 21%. Coinbase right now, okay, 320, so huge move up there as well. Yeah, MindMed, let's have a check on that one. Who just put that in the chat? Good call there. Shout out to our good friend Michael Noss today, who talked a little bit about MindMed coming through there. Nice move up, little solid, little climber there. We know there's not too much volume, but a nice move up there. A little small company that many people may or may not have heard of on this show, Palantir, right now at day's high and going through highs. Like the market is at near lows, right? Palantir breaking highs of day right now. So that name just continues to be stronger. Again, missed trade opportunity galore there for PLTR. We said take the 60-50 pre-market high break. That wasn't that great, so I don't feel like we missed it, but that was an area there. Maybe if we can fall back in for Palantir, but that is still going, man. And well, yeah, what's up to SoFi gang, Riot gang, everybody that's in the chat now. Look at SoFi continuously working as well. 50-period moving average break. Boom. Break and hold. Right there. That just continues to work. Good little short there on Tesla, it looks like, as that bounces off that 347 area one more time, coming back in there. So a couple trades for Obi, and really just one for me. So I'm looking to get into a little bit more. And Obi, I know you're all over this thing, but just give me 1 second here. Yep. This is what crypto looks like right now in the cryptoverse. So, I mean, Bitcoin, 83.5. We could probably update this. This will update as it goes. Ethereum 32 up 1%. Some of the ones that are moving, Solana up 6 and change right now, Obi. So I know that's a name that there's a lot of traders interested in. Solana trying to go higher here today. After that, Dogecoin 26% today. Where's Cardano? 60 cents, up 80% in the last week. So some of these names continue to move a little bit higher here as we get into, again, 83,500 now for Bitcoin, looking at 84, man, and trying to get higher. Happy with the trading here today. I hope you guys are as well. So far, so good.
Yeah, the market catching a bit of a bid again. This second 15-minute candle, only about a minute left, man. And look at that. We're kind of starting to break back above this prior candle high here on the NASDAQ. Let's see if we can bring that in as of right now. But yeah, no, aggressive selling right off of the open was absolutely wild. And I'm looking at some of this basket here. If you're trading names like DXYZ, it's pretty much all the way back up to its opening price as well. And DJT catching a bit of a bid. Low of day as of right now is 31.64, and that's kind of catching a bid back towards its VWAP as well. MSTR broke that high a day. Mara is breaking that pre-market high as of right now. So a lot of these crypto names definitely coming in as well. And IBIT, I know you're in that one. Are you still holding that one? Oh boy, 46.86 is a point in the money on IBIT. That's absolutely wild, man. Congrats on that trade. MSTR though, 315, trading at 315. Last time we saw, we were in and around that 300 mark. I was like, it still hasn't really broken its pre-market high just yet. And oh boy, it breaks that 306 high. We're trading at 315s on MSTR right now, and that's perfect because we're talking about crypto. Dara, what's going on with the crypto watch?
Lots, of course, going on with crypto. We actually just talked about some small cap crypto names during the small cap recap segment. We know COIN and MSTR have been on great moves, and Bitcoin looks like people are only thinking this is going to go higher. This is a Deribit options chart here for expiring open interest here by strike price for December 27th expiry. Apparently the largest Bitcoin or crypto-related option here for expiring on December 27th is a $100,000 call option. So lots of traders betting that Bitcoin is going to reach 100K by the end of this year, specifically on December 27th, according to Deribit options. So lots of people pricing in that 100K mark for BTC. Bitcoin on a great green streak here. Look at that hold of 68,000. This is on Tuesday, so that's the day of the election. Then the election gets called on Wednesday. We get this big push up, and we've only seen green candles on the daily chart since. We are making new all-time highs on BTC as we speak, as of right now at 83.8. Can we reach 84,000? We'll have to wait and find out, and definitely keep an eye on some of these crypto-related stocks as we make that move up. BTC up about 5%. Ethereum, though, a little bit more stagnant. We were around 3,200 as of this morning, and we're still around 3,200 right now, up about 2/3%. Solana, a great look here, up about 5%. Dogecoin up about 27%. We have some laggards here. XRP to the downside, Cardano a bit flat, BNB down about 1%, but generally lots of strength in crypto, and what's strong is exceedingly strong, guys.
Yeah. Oh, thank you, Adara, for all of that. I mean, good call there on some of like what's been strong and what's not been strong. I mean, we are really right now starting to go upside on many of these names. We got that IBIT fill up there at $47, 47.48. 47.90, we grabbed that fill. So that was that. I told you we're putting an order every 10 cents just to take it so we get out of that. And remember, our trading is very much based on zero fee trading, like at least the way I trade, right? So we'll actually, if I'm sitting there and offering stock, I'll actually get paid to do that trade. So we can, it's called post only. Even on Coinbase, I was actually on the account last night throwing out some offers, and yeah, like you pay basically half the price on a post only order. So, or get paid depending on what your platform, what your situation is for your trading amounts and so on and so forth. So anyways, just a very, very interesting little look there for me on Coinbase and how we're trading here today, trading on a prop floor, getting offers out there, right? So I don't have any more offers now. Let's just let this thing run. But if I did put in an order at $48, I would get paid to that because it's gonna run into me and fill me here on the offer. So that's just a little bit of how we can trade here. And often we'll have to pay for it when we do the market orders. Is pretty much always pay, right? There are some gateways that you can try to hit, but good luck hitting those on marketable orders. So yeah, IBIT now $1 in the money. What's up, Joe? Your options must be humming, bud. I mean, if you're long. The account is humming right now as my guy over here is loving life, as we should all be. Oh, I have a trade right here. Regardless if you're long or short, man, the volatility. I mean, we'll talk to Option Joe about that very, very soon. The babyface assassin will be with you in just about a half hour. I'm going long NVIDIA breaking 146. So if this breaks 146, giddy up on NVIDIA. It is the only stock I'm going to be red on today, but this is it. That's the pain endured with NVIDIA. So not much pain at all. We'll wait for it to come through, but I like NVIDIA breaking 146. Let's see if it gets going. Let's see if it starts humming back there through the upside there on NVDA, looking for that break. So that's the next sort of piece that I'm looking for right now. Yeah, other than that, it's been a good day. I hope you guys, BTC is breaking right now, $84,000. I can't even say that with like straight face, like $84,000. We just talked about crypto. Oh, was having a hard time at 64,000. Yeah, well, that came and went real quick. So we'll see what winds up happening now. We have about 5% or less left on this position. Yeah, Microsoft, Apple, a lot of stocks not joining the party here. We'll try to figure out why. Remember to hit the like and the subscribe. Thank you, Fabian, for reminding us of that. And if you're joining us for the first time, don't make it the last. We do this every single day. Obi has been fantastic. He fills in for all of us at all times. So I want to thank Obi for that, and thank you so much for that. And then we do have Neil. We wish him a safe and happy. He'll be safe, but a joyful trip in Rome. And never a better time to say when in Rome. I hope Neil does all of that stuff right now. So, all right, let's go throw over to Obi, and then we'll come back to me.
Yeah, no, for sure. Market is catching a bit of a bounce there. We kind of talk about that that hold of that 20. What was that low? That 21,160 as of right now, and you can see that Tesla's kind of creeping right back up. So that place, that 336, was quite nice to buy right there as we're creeping back up towards that 350, 347 halves trading as of right now. So we are kind of holding that VWAP right now. That little dip on that prior candle was quite aggressive. We kind of dipped down into VWAP, and that bid comes in real strong, coming into that 344s, 343.50s was that VWAP. We're trading about 3-4 points above that level right now. 348s coming in. So, Sean, I think that 350 might be on the horizon right there. Again, we got that market tailwind as well. We might get that 350 back through on Tesla, only about 2 points away from that level as of right now. Disney coming back to the downside as well. We're trading at that VWAP level. VWAP's at 110. We're trading at 112s, 10 by 12s right now on Disney. So let's see how much more of a pullback that one can have. Looking, again, distinctly different than the rest of the market here on Disney. No idea what the catalyst maybe was, but just trying to trade some of that price action right now, Sean.
Trade and price action is never more easier to do than when using eSignal charting as well. They actually have level 2s on eSignal as well. Make sure you make the difference. Get these award-winning charts. And if you have charts, you can be able to see right now that Palantir is at 61.50. But 50 plus brokers you can connect with eSignal. Easy to use trading platform. Get your advantage now with eSignal. Analyze, strategize, capitalize, infinite data, instant trading charts that have changed the game for myself. I've been using these for over 20 years. I really like the reliability of them, and also the fact that you can have tick charts, all different kinds there. Every single anchored VWAP, like any kind of technical spot you're looking for. You can also code into here as well. We really, really like eSignal here on the floor. Make sure you scan that QR code below. Get your free trial right now with eSignal and Trader TV Live. We want to thank ICE and eSignal for sponsoring or affiliating with us. Just go scan it out. If you don't like it, don't go through with it. But I can just tell you, these little scanners that they're demonstrating right now on the screen, first class. We've had traders like Andrew Rader come on, talk about where does he pull data from and things like that. This platform definitely gives you all of those advantages wrapped into one easy to use piece of software. That is eSignal. Get your advanced charting platform today by scanning the QR code. Thank you, Fabian, and all of that. All right, well, bye-bye, NVIDIA. So right now, there goes NVIDIA. I don't know if it's bye-bye or not, but we are long into this name. Never a good sign when you're trying to go long a name and you get long below the breakout price. So we're long at 145.99. So I'm going to take, again, we always do this, man. If we can, there it is. If we can get out 10 cents, we always do that for about 5%. Now let's see if NVIDIA wants to fly. Our only negative name, we're going to see if we can put something back in our pocket and change all that up immediately with NVDA. So here we go. Nice little long. We talked about wanting this trade. So guess what? We're in it. We're long. It's NVIDIA. Let's see what winds up happening right now for that long. IBIT is just like saying, Sean, man, although we appreciate you getting long, why in the world did you sell any of us at all? As IBIT continues to make new highs right now, as Bitcoin says 84,000. That was a nice story. 84,200 right now. There's going to be some huge gap areas now that we're going to have to look at once we start to chart Bitcoin, because this is brand new territory right now for all of these names, man. Let's see NVIDIA fly. Next offer, 146.25. We'll take that out. Here it comes right now. Oh boy, Obi. This is another name that's going to go right back into our profitable section with IBIT and then NVIDIA. Sorry, we're not even on it. There goes NVIDIA. We're long right there on a 146 VWAP break, trying to see if we can do a little bit of damage here. And so far, so good on NVIDIA. Not trying to make money back, just trying to say if we break long, I like the stock there for NVIDIA. I'm trying to give this back to this little level break. And again, to use what Obi's, talked about many times, and I took it from him, prior bars. So right there, I mean, you can hold this one. I think that's reasonable, down into 145. About $1 is what we're trying to look for here on NVIDIA. Let's see if we can work it out on NVDA.
Yeah, no. Look at that aggressive bid coming in. We kind of caught that piece of information right there on that again prior bar break, kind of break of trend right there. Again, that prior bar did not break since about 8 a.m. right there into the flush, and then it finally breaks on this 15-minute bar currently with about 5 minutes left to print. Or to close on this 15-minute bar. You can see how aggressive that bid is coming right back in here. Not only just on the NASDAQ, it's much clearer here on the ES right there. The ES, that prior bar broke at 635s. We're trading much, much higher, 642s, 6042s right now on the ES. So some aggression coming in for sure. Where does that come from, you may ask? I have no idea, but some of these names are definitely looking distinctly different. If you look at Amazon, Amazon has not bounced at all. Amazon's still trading with near its day lows right there. Google, though, we kind of talk about Google being relatively strong. The whole market cracked, and Google has only bid up. If you look at the 15-minute chart on Google, we're pretty much trading near high a day there. So distinctly different action there on Google. Softy and Apple still trading near their lows, so no real significant bounce on those either. NVIDIA, bit of a bounce there, looking obviously a little bit more closer in terms of action to the NASDAQ. Again, one of the top weighted names. We talked about last week that NVIDIA did surpass Apple a little bit there in terms of weighted constituents on both the S&P and the NASDAQ. I don't know if that's holding true as of right now, but you can see that Apple is selling off aggressively while NVIDIA holds, so I think that might that statement might be holding true. I do have to check that just in case. We're getting a bit of a bounce on top of VWAP here on Disney right there. So it did bounce off of the 110. So the bid is definitely there. So I got to consider this one and kind of keep an eye on that one to see. I think the trade was to VWAP right there. Had to be in a little bit earlier on the crack of that sideways consolidation. Would have been much nicer to be in at that 100 half level. We're trading at 100, I guess 30s as of right now. I got in a little bit late there. I think my entry here is 126 halves as of right now. So just got to be patient for that one to potentially come in. Tesla coming back into this VWAP. This market is going crazy. So we got to check out some of these sectors with Adara Sector Watch.
For most of the day, the Nasdaq's been slightly underperforming the S&P 500, and you can kind of see that reflected in the performance of some of these Mag 7 names. NVIDIA, Apple, here both to the downside in electronic technology, then in technology services, Microsoft a bit more muted, and Meta to the downside. AMZN also to the downside in retail trade, despite a positive catalyst initially on its apparently developing these smart eyeglasses for delivery as reported by Reuters. So definitely some tech weakness here. If we go back to electronic technology, there's some strength in some of these other names, including CSCO with an upgrade, but AVGO to the downside, Micron down about 3.5%. A lot of these semiconductors leading the way to the downside for that group. Technology services generally a lot stronger. Google, CRM, Netflix, all to the upside. Finance, really good look as well. We know this is one sector that's benefited really well from Trump's election due to the perceived decrease there in regulations for banks. So we have BRKB, JPM, BAC all sharply to the upside. Great look as well for consumer services, commercial services, consumer durables led to the upside by Tesla, another Trump trade, and health services. So generally lots of strength in this market, though there are some areas bringing the market down. Health technology with AbbVie down about 12%, also on watch here, guys.
AbbVie, okay. Oh man, this Palantir is absolutely insane. Wild. We were just very, very close to getting that 145.20. We didn't get it. We put it down to 146.20. We missed, so we actually wind up missing there on our NVIDIA outs. But we got out of 30% only, 1/3 only. I'm going to use 145.50. I do not, so I've changed tune a little bit here on this play. What I was going to say is we're going to average in, which we just did right now at 75s. I'm going to get out of this play if we break 145.70. So that's going to be the play for me to get out of NVIDIA if we break 145.50 to the downside. Did I say 145.70? Sorry. 145.50 there to the downside is what we're going to get out of over there on. This guy's killing me over here as the professor's getting ready with the babyface assassin Joe coming through there to talk all about the markets and every single name that is moving around. They'll try to look at. That's going to be impossible. There are so many names today, including GameStop, as that's trying to make some moves here as well. So yeah, man, thanks for watching the show so far. It's been a great show. And it's not even just, it's a show, sure. But what we're trying to do is, trade here, actively take some questions, look at some levels. And that's what we do here. Answer questions, talk trading, have a good time, and hopefully be able to garner some of your interest so you can come back in the next couple of days. And with that being said, we do have something, one of our more favorite segments, at least for me, is...
Yes.
All right, what is for lunch, you might be asking? I mean, on a day like today, you would think, okay, there's been a lot of chicken dinner winners. So, maybe there's going to be chicken coming. There's been, on Friday, we had a great, unfortunately, sorry about the Dallas Cowboys. I didn't have too much of an opportunity to talk to my guy about this there today. But ribs, great football food. Okay. We had that on Friday. There was wings, I believe, and there was something else. But today, we get back to the basics again. It's creamy lemon chicken casserole. So it's a chicken dinner winner. I mean, I think a casserole is more of a casserole is more, of course, of I would think more of a dinner, like a nice warm casserole sitting in front of a nice, blazing fire. You got a nice little red wine there. But this chicken, potentially you have a little bit of a white there. Maybe not on a Monday, though, because you want to stay focused and stay ready to go. Oh, but right now, NVIDIA starting to go back up to the upside. We take a nice little long down there. And now let's start to scalp a little bit out here on that as we had a nice evening with a friend of ours, our family friend, who I coach with. and we went over to their house and had a great Saturday evening, which they had a nice chicken dish there. Steamed white rice, organic dark green vegetables. That's what the chef is cooking up, and that's me, but I'm not cooking that up. And that is what is for damn lunch. All right, NVIDIA right now, 145.85, 20 cents of the money. We just took some more out there at 146, but let's fly to the upside here with NVIDIA, I hope.
Yeah, no, NVIDIA is kind of moving pretty strongly there. Alphabet actually taking a bit of a pullback now. You can see that prior 15-minute candle on the NASDAQ. We were talking about that strength, and that strength slams right back into this sideways consolidation that we were having earlier right there. So some selling kind of coming right back into this market. Again, aggressive selling off of the open, and tries to, well, it is still trying to bounce, I would say, but that prior 15-minute candle, oh boy, that top wick. Some aggressive selling definitely coming in to a lot of these names here. Softy catching a bit of a bid, and I was telling Sean, I was like, oh, Softy's at 420, Sean, and I was like, maybe potentially a level. Let's see if we can get a little bit higher off of that one there, but no sign of a bounce just yet off of that Softy 420 as it kind of it's starting to push into that low day right there, 419.83 happening there on Softy. Amazon as well, man. Amazon's consolidating near its day lows. We kind of talked about that. We were like, oh, this market's so strong, catching a bit of a bid, but some of these constituents still trading near their day lows, kind of consolidating sideways, and then we see that sell come in aggressively once more. And I don't know what that means, but again, something I guess maybe to keep a note of. Disney still holding on top of its VWAP as of right now, so we're going to continue watching that one there. Not really too crazy. Again, like I said, I chased a little bit into this trade on the consolidation, on the breakdown of trend right there. We're holding VWAP right there. So again, the trade may as well be over. We'll see. We'll see how long this consolidates, and we'll see if those VWAP buyers continue to hold this name up. Aggressive strength off of the open there. Not really doing too much a relative volume here. Let me just check on DIS right here. How much relative volume are we actually doing on the day? Let's see real quick right there. So I got to open up. Yeah, we're doing less than, well, we're doing about just over one. So just around, let's say, we'll call it one times relative volume there. So nothing too crazy. And we did kind of have that volume falling off as well coming into the midday session. So only about 12 minutes to go before you guys get Sharif and Joe with some lessons on options, I'm thinking, right? Yep. So yeah, let's see. Definitely a lot of those. It's on earnings. Okay, so thank you, Ramin.
Perfect.
So telling us that the lesson today is going to be on earnings. So going to be interesting on that. And again, we've seen some strong earnings names. We're talking about Palantir. Palantir, that strong continuation off of their earnings, still continuing to push higher. Right, Sean? So absolutely crazy action on Palantir. Again, you were saying it's trading above 61 now. Oh boy, yes it is. 61.40s near high of day here on Palantir. So that aggressive strength coming in. Day low 58.70 on Palantir. So we are catching a bit of a bounce on some of these names. Continuation was absolutely solid on that name. But in terms of earnings, man, I'm looking at, again, we were talking about Monday and SPNS. They haven't really done too much as of right now off of the open, still trading within their, relatively within their pre-market or opening range on those ones. We were talking about ARC as well in the pre-market. Remember, ARC is actually doing quite well. We're trading near high a day on ARC. Upstart with the continuation happening right now as well. Another earnings name from last week was Fortinet, FTNT, and that ticker has pushed up off of the open as well, trading pretty much sideways as of right now. So a lot of earning names kind of on watch today NVIDIA for that continuation. We're getting a bit of a bounce. I'm hearing Sean say NVIDIA kind of coming back in. So let's keep an eye on that one as well, with the market holding that 21,200 as of right now, and that ES ticking up as well. So let's see if we break this prior bar wick on the 15-minute candle. Here comes 348s, Sean. So this is looking hella strong again.
Which one?
Tesla.
48. I'm not even. Well, yeah, I know you're looking at that, so I wish you best of luck for that one. NVIDIA, I thought we were going to come back here and say that we've broken this 50 level, but we came really close to it, so I just got more out at like 95s, 88s there on the way back up, just trying to scalp this out. NVIDIA is weaker than the market today, and it's quite obvious. So let's just wait to see him. If it pops, great. I have no more offers. If we break lower, then we're out. I'm going to give this to 145.45. Let's see if it can really work out. That Palantir is something else, that's for sure. All right, let's go over to Adara and get Money Talks.
DXY, much like Bitcoin, got a nice pop here after the election, but unlike Bitcoin, we have seen a bit of a struggle for DXY to continue that upward momentum. Now we have our second straight candle to the upside after a pretty bearish candle that we got there on Thursday session, though it did bounce off this previous resistance level around 104.4. So with the DXY, we have a lot on watch this week, though again, this is a bit of a lighter week with regards to economic data. Today, we don't have anything due to that holiday here for Veterans Day in the US or Remembrance Day in Canada. Tomorrow, though, a slew of Fed speakers. We're going to be getting Fed's Waller at 10, Fed's Barkin at 10:15. Then at 2 p.m. tomorrow, we'll get Fed's Kashkari, who has been known to make some market-moving remarks. Keep an eye on that. Then we'll get Fed's Harker and Fed's Barkin after the close there on Wednesday. So lots of data on Wednesday. Then we're going to be getting CPI coming, or sorry, that's Tuesday. CPI coming through on Wednesday. PPI coming through on Thursday as well. So lots to keep an eye on later in the week. But starting with Fed Speak tomorrow should be interesting as the DXY approaches a resistance level here around 106s, guys.
We're getting ready. We will be celebrating Remembrance Day coming up at 11 o'clock. So, and Veterans Day as well. So we'll pause for a moment of silence. So any of you that are trading, we are going to be doing that very, very soon. So I want to thank Adara for Money Talks coming through again. All right. So yeah. I mean, Upstart today, Affirm, like UPST. We've sort of looked at some of the banks, but mainly looking at, names like SoFi or Robinhood, not banks really in the same sense as these ones. And then Upstart and Affirm, some of these lack conventionally sort of new loans. Again, Upstart will loan to, big upstart companies. So as the IWM and as rates start to get a little bit better, these guys see a little more profitability coming through there. So we're going to have to watch out for Upstart, and then the buy now, pay never firm, which apparently people are paying. Affirm right now, nice movement to the upside, up 16% Affirm, taking out, this is not going to be all-time highs, but obviously, as this got into like the 150s or something, I believe, even higher than that when we first came out. But for right now, Affirm, nice move, up 16%, near day's high again as well. And oh boy, right now, let's fire off the hot dog cannon, because there goes NVIDIA. We're finally starting to go. So we take an out right there at 10s. So that was a good out, or 08s or something like that. And now we just wait for NVIDIA to see what's going to happen now with this name. But we are excited for it. NVIDIA starting to go a little bit higher. We're waiting for it, starting to go higher. NVIDIA right now, 46.10, looking for an out now in the name. So keep going. I have another offer in 25s. We'll see if we can get that. Other than that, I think we're doing what we want to do. Be patient with this name and see if it wants to go. IBIT did dip back down, and now it's trying to go back through 48. So again, IBIT right there off the 50-period moving average. Yeah, I don't have anything else. IBIT and NVIDIA are the only ones, and then wishing that we were in Palantir.
Yeah, I'm watching this. This is creeping up a little bit into that 350 mark here on Tesla. We did hold that VWAP as of right now. And we're frozen, I think. Yeah, frozen here
again.
A little bit. So that happened a little bit earlier as well. Okay, so we're back on. So a little bit of freezing happening there as again, market kind of bids
report that
right back up 349. Yeah, are you going to put that in?
That's okay.
Yeah,
we're fine.
So
it's back now.
We froze a couple of times there, but only for a few seconds. Again, nothing too crazy. Yeah, no, that's 350 potentially coming back in here on Tesla. Let's see if that can bring us any sort of conviction for the long to get even longer, or to get long on this trade above that 350. That definitely will be interesting to see if that does come in as of right now. So 349 and some change trading right now. Again, I'm still holding onto a little bit. I added on a little bit more as we got a little bit higher. But if we're going to push past that 350, then I will be long gone from this trade and looking for the next trade there, Sean. So we'll continue to watch this one there again as it creeps up. We saw what happened on the initial test of that 350, and we kind of watched it a little bit there for aggressive sell all the way down to 336s. Oh boy, and now we're coming right back up to 350. So this one is a wild one, Sean. And now we have market tailwind as well, bringing us to the upside. 349 halves coming in.
Wow, I mean, could Tesla break that 350? Absolutely unbelievable runner there for Tesla. You are right about that one. And one name that is also giving us some of those feels is right here, right now, and that's going to be our guy NVIDIA as we continue to get a little bit higher now on NVDA. Again, looking for more, but we'll settle for less. NVIDIA, maybe we get that nice little upside move. I don't have any more offers. We're waiting at 146.50, which, I mean, that would be nice. And then the 200 period, hopefully continuously going here, is going to be NVIDIA. And then IBIT, again, waiting for that. It's 10:56 right now. Again, thank you, everybody, for that. Frozen is a good movie. Yeah, we were talking about our quotes being Frozen there, not the movie, but I like it. Frozen 2 is good. Frozen 1, I believe, is better. All right, so 48. I'm going to take an offer now. Did we just get it? Yes, we did. We got an offer there at 48.01. So we will take that bid now and getting out of that here for IBIT. So far, so good here for that. Okay, we are now frozen potentially again right now as we'll watch out. Nice little rejection there. You just mentioned there one more time for Tesla as that is bouncing off 350 again. So you just mentioned it. Good little spot there. I'm going to take some more out. NVIDIA's trying to do something right now. It just went to 50s and pulled back there. So I don't know what's up with that. I'm going to take another piece out. It just got like a little liquidity grab. So I don't know, again, quotes or anything like that. We're going to still stay very, very patient. Watch out for that. If you ever think you're having like technical difficulties, I don't think we probably are. Sometimes just there's a lot of volume and traffic that goes through the line, so sometimes it will hiccup a little bit. But if that's ever happening, what I would say is always refresh your pending orders. Make sure that, you know, the fills are there and what's in your account is in your account, because sometimes you can get filled and you may not know it, especially if it's you know, on a floor like ours that has hundreds and thousands of trades going through all of the time. So a good little look there. JP Morgan and XLF continue their epic run this year. Again, although today, JP Morgan up 1.66 and starting to head to the downside. What a nice move. We can zoom back out a little bit on that one. What a nice move for JP Morgan continuing higher there. The name that I think benefits the most from the current administration and environment is going to be Goldman Sachs. Again, with more deals potentially coming through, we look out for that. Oh boy, Obi, we're up here at 146.50 now on NVIDIA. This is 75-cent winner, and we just put it on a couple minutes ago. So we'll wait. I think I'm going to take out another piece here, though. Why not do that? I'm going to cancel my 50, get a 40. I'm waiting for 43s. I'm going to just punch them out there at 40 if I can get it. There we go. We get some at 40. We're waiting at 43s. It's been a nice move up here with only a minute and a half left before 11 o'clock.
Yeah, no, I'm continuing to watch this. The same thing, again, Tesla definitely in play. One of the top names on the day for sure. Here, market tailwind quite strong, pulling up into this 350. And yeah, you're right. A little bit of a hold on that 349 area as of right now. So can't really get through it just yet. Let's see if it'll get through it at all at that 349. But we're churning a lot of volume here at that 349, just poised for that, maybe potentially poised for that 350. That day high is sitting at 350.71 as of right now. We're trading about, just let's say about a point and a half away from that price. And some aggression coming in on the tape as well. About 50 seconds for this hourly candle to close there, Sean. So let's see how we do that. But I think at 11, I think we're going to have a bit of a moment's silence.
Yeah, we are. So we have about 40 seconds until then. So yeah, again, you know, just remembering, you know, everybody that have fallen. We're going to talk about that in just 30 seconds. We're going to have a little bit of something there where we will have a moment of silence. So obviously it means a lot to everybody. So in just 20 seconds, you know, being Veterans Day in the U.S. and Remembrance Day here in Canada, we do want to take, in the next 15 seconds, we're going to pause for, I guess, maybe 30 seconds. We'll feel it out. Moment of silence to reflect and honor all of the veterans, right? So here on Remembrance Day, very, very important. So here it is. It's 11 o'clock. So
Welcome everybody to How to Trade, formerly known as the Midday Show. That's your boy Joey Options. I'm Sharif, and sorry we couldn't do the regular introduction for obvious reasons. I don't think it would have been appropriate, but we're very excited to have you guys on a